Just like bleeding clots, the bonus is here and they're bringing the attack. Time to panic and bursting and That's right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. This is Brace for Impact Genesis. We are getting ready to watch TNA's Genesis, great pay-per-view. Hey guys, I'd like to introduce everybody. Bubba Duke, that's OMD, that's Mr. Parrish. How's everybody doing?
Doing well. How are you doing, OMD?
He's having mic issues again. The mute button's got him again. There you go.
No, I'm doing well. I was also getting the lag on the intro and getting it caught in the music loop.
Oh, you were caught in the music loop. Okay. That happens to you quite often.
No, I'm doing well. It's Sunday night, and, I slept in today and still caught a 2-hour nap late this afternoon. So
the old man power nap, eh?
Yeah, if you want to call it 2.5 hours power nap.
That's a power nap for us old fellas. This young guy down here don't know nothing about that yet. But that's right, guys. We are
I napped today.
You napped today, too? I didn't. I had my kid.
I napped for like a half hour with my kid, but yeah.
That's awesome. You napped with the kid. God, these guys are lucky, man. So, just to let everybody know, we are going to be watching TNA Genesis and letting you know what's going on, like we always do for our shows. Just this time, it's Genesis, and we thought because we do NXT, or not NXT, we do TNA at NXT because they're helping with this show. They might be involved in some way, so be prepared for that surprise. What else do we have going on, guys? What are some of the matches? Have you guys looked into that? What some of the matches are?
Yeah, I actually did a preview on the Chris Parrish podcast this morning. But yeah, go ahead, OMD. Sorry to interrupt.
I was going to say, let's start with the World Tag Team titles and the Hardys versus the Rascals.
Tag Team titles. Okay. I see Mr. Parrish has graced us with some pictures over here, and I'm trying to find out right there. Did it go up? Or we clicked it at the same time, didn't we?
No, I'm not touching nothing.
Okay. Oh, it's the background. Okay, it's a background picture.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Oh, too bad we didn't have that as an overlay. That'd have been epic.
Yeah, I can't do it on this computer, but I can actually.
No, that's okay because it's behind us. Just to let you all know, you can see Jeff Hardy right there and the tag titles in the middle. So, what's your thought, OMD, on this?
Everybody knows that I am not a fan of the Hardys, so I'm really hoping the Rascals win.
Okay.
But this is going to be a high-flying match. It's going to be fantastic. I think the only thing more we could ask for is for this to be what TNA refers to as Full Metal Mayhem, as we know it, TLC.
So you think it's going to be a Full Metal Mayhem match?
No, it's not. But
no.
I think that's what would make it a little bit better.
As if they did that? Okay. What? I don't know who I would root for because I'm not a huge Hardy fan. But I respect the fact that these gentlemen thank you, Parrish. I appreciate that. These gentlemen have given heart, soul, body to the industry. I would like to see the Rascals win it just because they're a young group of guys that deserve some kind of show. Wow. I don't know who's singing that national anthem, ladies and gentlemen, but that's different. Parrish, real quick, who do you think, do the Hardys retain or do the Rascals take this?
I have the Hardys retaining. If this was more of a gimmick match, I would have probably looked at more of a title change. But given kind of the interviews that both Matt and Jeff Hardy did on Chris Van Vliet this past week, something tells me that they are going to have a little bit of a title run.
Okay.
And I have a feeling that they're going to try to revamp the tag division with them as champions. But something tells me that we might see something more out of these two teams. Would I hate the fact that the Rascals win? No. But I'm also wondering too, with this show, just in overall general, with the WWE TNA partnership, if we see other people from maybe NXT come in, and something tells me that we might very well see Nathan Frazier and Axiom, as Nathan Frazier has teased about coming to Genesis.
Okay.
Something tells me we might see TNA versus NXT tag team champions in the future.
That I wouldn't be upset with. Your thoughts on that, OMD, real quick before we move on.
I am all for it.
See, I have yet to find anybody that is not into this whole TNA NXT partnership.
Right. And we already saw it on the pre-show, as we did see Ashante the Adonis from NXT take on Jake something.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
What is the next match that we have on the docket, gentlemen? If Parrish has it as a overlay.
Yeah,
Anyone
so we did the tag team title one. This one next, I'm going to go for the X Division Championship, and that is Ace Austin taking on X Division Champion Moose.
My opinion right away, Moose needs to drop that title because Ace Austin represents everything that X Division is. OMD, your opinion?
I think this is one where Moose retains, but I think if we're going to see anything here, this is where we see that NXT surprise.
Okay.
And I know there's a lot of people who've speculated about Obafemi and Moose, and I don't think it's going to be that. I'm going to go with Trick Williams.
Oh, you think Trick Williams is going to jump in? Okay.
Both Trick and Moose are former, have had the opportunity to play in the NFL, although Trick never made the team.
Okay. How's Parrish feel about that match? Who's going to win that?
Well, see, and here's the thing. I said it earlier when I did my predictions. I actually think I like Moose better as the X Division champion, as the TNA World Champion. And I actually don't want to see Moose relinquish this title anytime soon, because I do like the dynamic of him working with some of this maybe smaller but faster paced wrestlers here. So I'm actually looking at a win for Moose. But again, and when I said the thing about title versus title, there's part of me that's really looking for NXT Worlds Collide to come back, but it features TNA versus NXT. And if that's going to be something, I'm going to stick with that mindset, and I'm going to look at maybe the NXT North American champion, Mr. Tony D'Angelo, coming out against Moose, and maybe looking at that if by chance we do title versus title. But if I'm going to go anywhere else, and if it's just somebody random, there's part of me that I wouldn't mind seeing All Ego Ethan Page show back up on TNA.
Ooh, wouldn't that be epic? Wow. So our first match right off the hop is the tag team title match.
No, it's not. It is the X Division title match.
Is it? Oh, I thought I heard tag. Oh, no, okay. You're right.
Yeah, Ace Austin is currently in the ring. So how about this? Instead of us ranking down our predictions,
let's
just do it while the match is about to begin.
Yeah. Great idea, Parrish. We had that idea at the exact same time, my friend. I 100% agree with you on that. And we are still watching the chat. So if you people want to interact with us, let us know, who do you think is going to win this match? Do you think Moose is going to retain his X Division title, or is Mr. Ace going to win this? The ace in the hole, Mr., as I like to call him, X Division at this point in time. Please fill us in. Let us know. I do like that Moose is wearing more than just black or red or gray. He's actually wearing an assortment of pastel colors, I guess. I mean, that's different for Moose. Different look.
Yeah, Moose has always kind of been a colorful gear kind of a person, in the sense that, like, it's not always flamboyant. It's not always like the neons, but he definitely likes to mix it up in terms of the color choices.
Yeah.
It does stand out, and I think that's a lot to it. I mean, obviously you do see him in some of the darker colors from time to time, but it feels like for these big shows, he tends to have more of a unique out there approach. It's very much given me a maybe like a superstar Billy Graham, Jesse Ventura vibe when it comes to the color schemes.
Yep, absolutely.
Right? Like it's I wouldn't say flamboyant. That's not the word. But he's definitely he's got a flair. I'll give it that. It's definitely not the when I used to watch him, he was wearing dark colors all the time. Holy, what a drop kick right off the hop.
And doing exactly what he needs to do, too. And that's take Moose off his feet, get him with a couple quick blows. Got to use that speed to his advantage, or else if he becomes kind of, what's the right word? If he becomes victim of Moose's power, it'll be over quick.
Yeah, that's not what we want. We want, which is what we're getting. We want what we're getting, which is an honest, even fight, even though Ace is definitely a lot of a smaller guy than Moose is, but he has that agility that I don't think Moose has.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, Moose is a quick guy. For a big dude, he can move, but not like this smaller opponent can.
No, and that's just the thing. When you're as tall as Moose, when you're as big as Moose, you're not going to flip as quickly as an Ace Austin, who by slouch. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, none of us are 6'6", 280 pounds, but Ace Austin himself is a pretty built individual. Yes. So, like, he does not look like he is a cruiserweight by any chance. He just happens to not be 6'6". But you can just tell this guy definitely packs the muscle on himself.
He's built. He's just not very, like, you don't have to look up at the guy. Just really quick here. Bobby! Welcome to the show, Bobby. Thank you for coming in. We're just watching some TNA Genesis. This is our first TNA pay-per-view.
Yes.
And OMB over there, and I thought it'd be a great idea to show this and have some fun with you people, show you the product of TNA, and give a quick shout out there for one Mr. Parrish, who is helping us tonight with some amazing graphics. And again, he did our studio for us. So thank you, buddy.
Yes. It was a year ago at this time. We were waiting as Impact Wrestling was getting ready to rebrand as TNA.
That's right.
And it has been a fantastic journey. I know up until 2 weeks ago, I was getting a little bit behind because of the lack of replays I was getting for TNA. But again, it's been great to get back into it. For me, TNA is easily a number 2 alternative to in the wrestling industry as opposed to other companies. But for me, TNA has always been that solid number 2.
100%. For a while, TNA was my number 1 until they went back to this squared ring. because I needed something different, and TNA had that 6-sided ring, which I thought was very unique, and I wish they would do some, like even just a pay-per-view in that ring again. I would be happy.
Yeah, the problem is it was a visual success. It was great for toys. It was great for the merchandise.
It sucks to
Except-
wrestle in.
Yeah, and about 99% of the wrestlers hated it, especially because the ropes didn't have as much spring. They were a lot tighter than normal. And then even just the bumps, the frame itself is different. So taking a bump in there did not hurt. AJ Styles has flat out shown and vented his frustrations with it. He agrees with how much it made everything look different. It was actually the one idea that Hulk Hogan had when he was a part of TNA, when he wanted to go back to the 4-sided ring. That actually was a popular decision with the younger locker room. So even Hulk Hogan can get the younger locker room on his side. He just has to, keep it to wrestling.
Well, hopefully you enjoy the show, Bobby, and Bulkster. Enjoy the show. Thank you.
Yes.
No, I'm not upset that Hogan did that, because I've actually run the ropes in a 6-sided ring and refused to wrestle in it. You're not wrong. It's all kinds of wrong, but visually incredible. And Carl Kerfeld can vouch for that. He actually wrestled in the ring, and no, he even says it was garbage. So I get it. He gets it. We get it. It's a visually awesome thing, but okay, so what do we have going on here? Oh, he's waiting for Ace Austin to get counted out. What are we at? 8? 9? Ooh, like just beat that 10 count, boys. That was sketchy at best. Wow.
What I like about Moose being as your TNA X Division champion, he does slow the pace down, which I think is perfect just to add to the drama of X Division matches, especially with the generation of X Division wrestlers we have now who go at an insanely quick pace. And that's just because the athletic ability is just far superior with a lot of talent nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
But what he's able to do is just slow it back down and tell that story within the match. And I think I'm really liking Moose in the X Division. And that's something I don't think I ever would have put after he lost the World Championship.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the last two guys in the X Division who were able to slow it down in that heel role were a Samoa Joe or Kurt Angle.
Okay.
And kind of what just right there, like what you're talking about are veteran and experienced people within the realm of professional wrestling. So just seeing kind of that being added, I think not only helps the young generation, because you look at that Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle and what that did for the younger stars like Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, and then now we see what they are like now in WWE and just excelling in the tag team division. But then you also look at the AJ Styles and how much that benefited him to making that next move to the world title scene and being more of a prominent main player. Now you see what Moose is doing, and maybe in 5-10 years, we're seeing Ace Austin main event shows. We're seeing him as in a world championship.
True. And I'm not going to argue that at all. Oh, like that little bit of hope for Ace Austin right there. And it's very back and forth. It's not just Moose dominating.
No,
which is nice that he's being a team player and not just pushing the guy. Even if it's just giving him a little bit of hope that he could win. that's nice of him. I see Bulkster here saying, I just seen that Triple H has tweeted a hype up for TNA Genesis and wishing them luck. I mean, that's good because it looks good on Triple H because they are working together with TNA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, even on NXT this week, there was an ad for Genesis, and we're seeing a
there was.
lot of cross promotion in the sense of advertisement, and on top of talent sharing as well.
Right.
And
whoa, that was a close 3 count for Ace Austin. Holy, that was this close.
As I mentioned, we had Ashante the Adonis already come over on the pre-show, as did Ariana Grace, who came out, I guess, to do the introductions because I saw that part on social media.
and then,
so that is fantastic.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Parrish, I don't mean to cut you off, but I just want to.
It's all good.
If you guys haven't watched TNA in a while, during the pre-show, one of my favorite people, the world's strongest man, was not wrestling, but commentating what was going on in the pre-show. So to me, that's big.
Yeah, Mark Henry was a panelist and an analyst for the show.
That blew my mind when I turned it on and seen him.
By chance, and this question is going out to more or less Bobby, because I think Bobby Bonito will know this, but is Leon Slater, who was in that match, was he not a student in Mark Henry's school?
Yeah, I don't know. I think part of the other reason why we had Mark Henry on there as an analyst is because that pre-show was hosted by Busted Open Radio and Dave LaGreca, where Mark Henry is a prominent figure.
Okay. It's nice. It's still nice to see Ace Austin getting showcased on TNA as a singles wrestler. I'm new to Ace Austin. I'm honestly new to a lot of the TNA guys, to be honest. Because, like I said, when I was watching it, it was like 2-3 years.
Yeah. Ace Austin was prominently a singles wrestler and is a former 3-time X Division champion.
Mm-hmm.
Before, and I can't remember what tournament it was in Japan that he went to do, and he wound up teaming up with Chris Bay, and they won the tournament, which is what really brought the ABC together.
Okay.
And one thing to note is normally you would see Ace Austin and Chris Bay don the colors of the Bullet Club. We do not see those colors right now from Ace Austin, and I wonder if by chance the WWE TNA partnership does have anything to do with that, or if it's just more of Ace Austin
just donning his solo gear.
Yeah, just doing stuff on his own. It's really interesting. Yeah, Bobby, he is not the student. I also checked that out. He was trained by Liam Slater. It was one of those things I didn't think I would have the time to look up on my own, but I appreciate you doing that for me. Thank you.
No,
again, thank you, Bobby.
I think this is Ace Austin doing it to go out on his own. Because yes, ABC are a part of the Bullet Club, but the fact is they were even slowly getting away from that as a tag team.
Oh my goodness. Moose missing the target and hitting his partner.
Poor Dango. Dango.
Dirty Dango got dirtied.
Oh, what a beautiful neck breaker.
That was incredible. Wow. Yeah, come on. You can't win outside the ring, Austin. Let's go. I do like how their gear does not even match. It's total opposites. Like, I remember watching a match on WWE where the two women that were wrestling were both wearing black. I was just like, why? Like, did you not plan this stuff ahead of time? Oh my goodness. just taking out the other members of the system. Holy.
And you have to
Yeah.
wonder, with the system being in a match later tonight, do we see their opponents maybe come into play? Oh, I
What a
say that,
spear.
but I'm going to take it back.
1, 2.
Oh,
Oh, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, that ref's hand was maybe inches from that back for the 3 count.
that was such a beautiful spot.
That was incredible. I'm taking my opinion back on Moose. I apologize. He is impressing me now.
Yeah.
With
And I will
his
say one thing too. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
I've heard
Right.
stories about Moose being like just a sweet guy, really nice, down to earth.
We watched WrestleMania Night 1 last year on his phone in the locker room, and we were just marking out over Cody Rhodes. It was awesome.
He doesn't seem like that kind of guy.
No.
But never met him, so I can't say. I'll take your word for it. What a back kick. Holy. Oh, what do you call that?
That's a spear to the back, man.
Oh my
That was just a
goodness.
spear to the back.
Straight up spear to the back.
And then another
Oh,
spear.
and now just a regular spear. Come on, pin him. Yeah. Yeah.
And there we
Okay.
go. Moose retains the X Division Championship in a
Retains it.
fantastic opening match.
Holy.
Yes.
Okay. Dude, I got goosebumps and hair standing up. I am not upset about this at all. I thought I would be.
And I also want to point out, look at the strap on that X Division Championship, the classic brown leather.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
It's just gorgeous.
That is absolutely beautiful.
Chris Best coming in and saying, not a bad match to start off with. Not at
Right?
all.
Right, Mr. Best? I am 100%
Right.
into this right now.
And we're
Now
seeing the
let's-
system come into play. I wonder if that's going to go straight into their tag match against Eric Young and
Right?
Macklin?
Steve Macklin. Thank you.
Well, who's coming out?
No, there we go.
There you go.
So let's
Yeah, let's get that up and let's do this right now, people.
the graphic right here. We got Steve Macklin and Eric Young going up against the system.
Wow.
Your guys' thoughts on our predictions?
Oh
As
my goodness.
pace
Yeah, we're
is-
starting right now,
I'm
literally.
taking Macklin and Young.
You're taking Macklin and Young, eh? You know what, dude? I can't go against my boy Eric Young, so that's who I'm taking.
Yeah, as much as I think the 3 Canucks in this room would like Eric Young to go up as they're donning some San Antonio Spurs graphics on their gear. I know Eric Young is right now, but I'm gonna stick with the system right now.
Okay. Bobby's coming in saying Eric Young and Steve Macklin. What does Chris Beck, aka Commander Data, have? Who you think is going to win this, my friend? Everybody else, please feel free, interact. Let us know who you have to win this match. And it's literally, dude, I've never seen a pay-per-view where they go literally from one match. Dudes aren't even out of the ring, and boom, your other match is starting. This is awesome. My goodness.
And we talk about that pace, right? And how the X Division is just the standard for fast-paced matches, especially when, it's not about your size. It's about just having no limits. And then we go straight into this match, and it's almost like the match card is going by the rules of the X Division, that it just has no limits, and it's bringing that fast pace. But
again, the name of the company is TNA, Total Nonstop Action.
With the,
So,
I think the word nonstop being highlighted.
Being
there.
very true.
Yes.
Again, people, you want some cool merch from TNA, please check out TNAmerch.com. Great prices for great product. I actually have stuff coming in the mail as we speak. Yeah, I can't wait to get
Did
their
you by
merch.
chance get Jordan Gray stuff?
Pardon me?
Did you get Jordan Gray stuff?
You know me too well.
And
Yeah.
and let's state the obvious too. Tonight very well could be the last night in TNA for Jordan Grace. We know nothing but rumors and speculation, but
100%.
they are as heavy as they can be about this potentially being Jordan Grace's last match.
Very,
But
Yes.
very.
I did state earlier on the Chris Barks podcast that with this new agreement, does that not give expiring contracts in TNA maybe a little bit more of a reason to stick with the company, knowing that partnership is a multi-year one? That way you can keep that relationship open. You have your options open, and then even if you're somebody who is already in the midst of maybe a longer contract, that's a great way of building a relationship with WWE. So by the time your contract is up, you do have that option. I honestly think that somebody like a Jordan Grace or even Josh Alexander could look at this as a big reason to stick with what they have, knowing that the option to go to WWE is still there as well. You can not only have your cake, but you can eat it too a little bit here.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sorry, OMD, you were going to say?
You can stay on, like one of the things that I always liked about TNA was they would bring in these big names, like they had Bronson Reed, as it was known then, Jonah, for a while, but they were bringing them in on 6 to 8 month contracts to see what they wanted to do. Now you can keep these people on 1 year deals, knowing that those different options are available, whether it's an appearance on NXT, potentially a Raw or a SmackDown.
Exactly. We don't know the exact details of said contract that they made. Who knows? Maybe a TNA star will show up on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, start a rivalry, and just have a good run there. And TNA could go, you know what?
Yeah,
they got more storylines for you. Here, we'll let you just sign a contract with them, and you can go over there and do your thing. Or stay with us, go there, do your thing, and when we need you back here, we'll pull you back.
And I mean,
we don't know.
Let's be honest. In this match, Eddie Edwards is the only. Actually, all four of them have competed in WWE. I forgot about Eddie Edwards having won. NXT tag match. But the other three have all been main roster superstars.
Mm-hmm. Again, Best is pointing out to us that the deal is only for NXT at this point in time. So, again, depending on the superstar, maybe they might manipulate it a little bit to have them go onto a main roster show. Who knows? But for now, yes, the contract is just NXT with TNA. But never say never. That's what I always say. Because you don't know. And this has been a super intense wrestling match with these tag teams so far.
So just based on an article that I'm reading right now off WWE.com, so a very valid source. It says the agreement will enable talent to garner additional exposure across key WWE and TNA programming, including weekly flagship shows such as NXT, which airs live on the CW, and TNA Impact, select WWE premium live events, and TNA pay-per-views, in turn bolstering their in-ring development with exposure to world-class talent and coaching. So right there, it does specify that WWE is a part of it in terms of the main roster as well. It's just going to focus more on the TNA NXT relationship that's already existing.
Okay, so from what I gathered from that, just to explain my brain, yes, it is mostly NXT, but given a certain situation, they could end up on one of the two main shows.
Yeah, because it's also highly expected that guys like AJ Styles are going to want to do something. We know in the past that a potential Hall of Fame induction was out there for AJ Styles. A lot of things WWE said no, and in fact, it was AJ Styles who didn't want the timing of said introduction just yet. So I think at some point we're going to see that. I think at some point we're going to see other athletes that did spend some time in TNA, like maybe a Drew McIntyre or
Yes.
maybe even Penta. Imagine Penta going back to TNA.
I mean, what a perfect opportunity to get his name out there more, put him on TNA again.
I mean, even Nick Nemeth has called out one John Cena, who actually posted a photo of the WWE TNA graphic that WWE launched in regards to the outbreak of this partnership.
Let's not forget that the WWE Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes and the SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis have been a part of TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, the options are endless at this point. Best, you're not wrong. It's just, it's been modified apparently since what you've read. So why is she getting in the ring?
Because she is the real life wife of Eddie Edwards. That is Alicia Edwards. She is the valet to the system. So she's doing that to prevent the system from getting attacked.
Okay. Oh.
Also, I do want to just put in another the opening article here on this deal.
Yes.
It says WWE, part of the TKA Group Holdings and TNA Wrestling, one of the world's top wrestling brands and a subsidiary of Anthem Sports and Entertainment, today announced a multi-year partnership aimed at creating unprecedented crossover opportunities within WWE and TNA program for NXT superstars and TNA wrestling stars. So it is going to highlight NXT and TNA.
Okay.
But because it's saying WWE, remember NXT is part of WWE. So I do think we're going to see the odd time where it maybe goes farther than NXT.
Even the initial article said with the focus on NXT and TNA, but it was always WWE. It was not exclusive to NXT.
Oh, what a move. Macklin.
And Steve Macklin gets
Eric
the
Young
win.
and Macklin win the match. Wow. That was a hard-hitting dude. I couldn't even keep up, like, to be honest. It was a hard-hitting match.
Yeah, and what we actually got were two different matches. We got more of a faster-paced match with Moose and Ace Austin. And even though Moose did try to slow it down for a bit until the interference kind of caught up, we're seeing more of the physical back and forth type match here in this tag match.
That was awesome. What's next? Like, where do we go? Literally, where do you go from this? Wow. I'm not upset, guys. I am. If this is all I got from NXT, is this pay-per-view right now?
TNA, not NXT?
Or TNA, sorry. I'm so just about everything right now. I would be buying TNA right now. TNA Plus, TNA merch, TNA seats for whatever they come, closest to me. Hey, the Spanish team. Getting introduced to the Spanish team.
That's the French team.
They're French?
That's French, yeah.
I don't know. I never took French in school. Sorry. It all sounds Spanish to me.
So when you went to Quebec, you really thought you were in Madrid, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've honestly never been in Quebec.
And coming up next, we have a very big grudge match. Or actually not coming up next. They're just advertising the card.
Yeah.
I do not have the sound on, so bear with me.
No, that's okay, man. Oh, the band from ringside. Okay.
But Josh Alexander's former tag team partner is not.
Right.
No.
So, loophole.
But who's to say there's not somebody in Mike Santana's corner?
Right?
I can't wait for this main event. Nick Nemeth title on the line against Joe Hendrick. So Mr. Best is all about that match. His
Yes.
boyfriend's wrestling. I'm just bugging you, dude. No, he's a Joe Hendry guy through and through. I don't blame him.
So we're
Guys
getting
don't know.
stats that are 2-2 in record and series of single matches. Spitfire hasn't lost a tag team title match. So it looks like we're coming up with tag team action here, as we have Hannah and Ash by Elegance taking on the team of Danny Luna and
Oh,
Jody
yes.
Thread, aka Spitfire.
I don't know who I would pick in this one.
And this is for the Knockout Tag Team Championships.
Yes, Knockout Tag Team Championship. I think Ash
As we
by
the personal
Elegance is
con-
going to win.
Yes, the personal concierge is in the ring.
Yeah. Bulkster saying that, yeah, there you go. Champs are going to retain. I don't think they're going to. I honestly think Ash by Elegance is going to win. And Bob coming in saying Spitfire going to win. All right, okay. So that's 2 for the champs retaining. What do you think, OMD? Good opinion. Good opinion. Parrish, what are you thinking?
I believe OMD might be looped out again.
No, I just because I'm getting the audio in my ear at the same time, so I didn't hear Bubba over the audio.
Okay, so we'll go back to you. Your thoughts and predictions of this upcoming tag match.
For this tag match, I do have Heather and Ash by Elegance winning.
Okay. So that's 2.
Yeah, and I'm going from a good friend of mine, Jody Thread. I think she's gonna retain the championship. I got her pinning Hannah by Elegance to retain the titles. And yeah, Bogan, Derry coming in saying dressed as a Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. I think that's an early sign that they are not going to win any championships tonight.
Get right.
That's true.
Chris Best is saying, "Oh, I missed the results of that tag match. Steve Macklin with a double arm DDT defeated Mr. Brian Myers. So the team of Eric Young and Steve Macklin picked up the victory."
Yes. It was a future shock DDT from Steve Macklin. If you want to go.
There you go.
Still a double arm DDT.
So, Mr. Best, who do you have winning this match? Champs retaining or champs losing? I love the titles that TNA has.
Yeah.
They're just
There's
go ahead.
more flair to them in terms of just even in the scrapping having that red color as opposed to your traditional black. And then, the way they've integrated the different colors throughout the actual plate design.
Yeah, the TNA colors being gold, red, and the black. Just awesome. What are they trying to do?
All the pom-poms came into play.
Yeah, I was wondering how they were going to get utilized, and we figured it out.
Yep.
I mean, it didn't help any, but for 2 seconds maybe.
And widely considered to be one of the top women's divisions, TNA really took a mile approach by introducing tag team titles for the women long before any other major company did.
Yes.
So we really have to thank TNA for taking the platform and taking that leap to do that next step, do that right step for the women and the evolution of women's wrestling by not only introducing a tag team championship, but really taking them seriously. We've had our kind of questions about the usage of them over in WWE as of late, or just in general at times. But the focal point of these titles have always been there in TNA or Impact Wrestling. And we see so many more women now come out of the kind of the darkness and into that spotlight, as we see people like Danny Luna and Jody Threat really thrive in that tag team role, where it wasn't really their specialty when they got signed.
Right. TNA was also the first company to really introduce to us an all women's pay-per-view when they were doing their one night only.
Mm-hmm.
And they had one for the knockouts. Now, as we are seeing this focus, as you alluded to with the women's tag titles, the women's division, do you think that this would help lead to a much bigger, more involved Evolution 2 event for female wrestling?
Potentially, and this is where I'm going to put the loophole within that partnership, because I did, again, you definitely need to check out my predictions on the Chris Ferris podcast, because I did say I would like to see in the future in our TNA Knockout Tag Champions and WWE Women's Tag Champions kind of come full circle and do something. And that loophole being that the Women's Tag Champions in WWE can go anywhere, including NXT. That way, that's your loophole to bring in your Naomi, aka Trinity, and Bianca Belair potentially over to TNA, face off with, as of right now, would be Spitfire in that tag team, women's tag team title match, like champions versus champions. They don't have to be titles versus titles, people. It's champions versus champions.
Yeah,
And you're highlighting how, in my eyes, I think the top two women divisions in professional wrestling operate, and that is TNA and WWE. So yeah, if by chance they do Worlds Collide with NXT versus TNA, I think that's something you have to do.
Wow, that would be monumental to have something like that, where it's like a champions night, but for TNA and NXT. That'd be great.
Hmm.
And have some like legit rivalry start over this stuff, and tell a story. Don't just do it to do it. You know what I mean? Like, make it worth the pay-per-view money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just to, and Bobby coming in saying, how about Casey or Katana Chance and Kaden Carter versus Jody Threat and Danny Luna too? Hey, anything,
Love it.
Everything. I think this is a great chance to kind of dip your toes into a lot of different ideas. And again, just to iterate, we've seen in WWE how many times, if they don't have anything going on a Raw or SmackDown, they go back to NXT. That right there would allow this NXT TNA partnership that really to blossom. So it really, that's what I mean by loopholes. So
Oh wow,
that's why I don't think it's strictly just NXT. It's really whoever is on NXT at that current time. But yeah, like even like a Pure Fusion Collective coming over, or even Damage Control. Like, I would love to see Bayley go up against Masha Slamovich.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
I'd like to see Zaria Delta go over and go up against Masha Slamovich.
I was just going to suggest, do we maybe potentially see Zarya tonight in the women's championship match, given how quickly Julia got her second women's title shot and became the TNA champ or NXT champion. Steph Bakur winning and then quote unquote losing the number one contendership. Do we now see that for Zarya to have that opportunity to come over and maybe potentially become a crossover champion?
Yeah, I think I'm open to anything. Another thing too on NXT, what we did see was Masha Slamovich in front row watching, and that quickly panned into an entrance from Cora Jade. So I wonder if Cora Jade is also a name to kind of throw into that potential crossover. And I think that would be very intriguing.
Honestly, the options are endless as to what could happen in this
Yes.
unique partnership. Like,
As-
honestly, but we are having one hell of a women's tag match right now.
And as we speculated last year when we saw this partnership really first start from Jordan Grace's entry into the Royal Rumble, are we now going to see through this partnership cross-promotional and crossover champions?
I mean, why not?
It's money. I mean, you'd be dumb not to. My goodness, just tossing everybody around her now.
And even though Jordan Grace was one of the faces that really took it to the next level, she actually went on online and said if it wasn't for Trinity or Naomi, this wouldn't be possible. And I actually think I have to go one step further. I think if it wasn't for Mickie James really breaking that barrier years ago, I don't think this would ever have been a possibility, because after that event, we saw AEW and TNA or Impact Wrestling have a partnership. And after that kind of went away, now we're seeing NXT and WWE with that partnership. So a lot, I mean, for anybody who questioned why TNA is always around, and just when we thought that they were going to go bankrupt, something was going to happen, they do unprecedented things like agreeing to work with other companies.
Yes.
When you talk about evolution, well, TNA is no slouch to evolution, because you only adapt or perish, right? Well, they're adapting because they refuse to perish. They just have them watching.
And I mean, let's be honest as well, like, because not a lot of people know that it is TKO that actually produces the Impact Plus network. So it really doesn't surprise me that this partnership came about. As soon as they announced that was sort of when I was looking at these crossover opportunities. And this is where I think that you can get that potential 50-50 partnership, which allows TNA to remain as its own entity, but have their stuff broadcast to WWE, as well as being able to do their own thing.
Whoa.
Yeah, as we get that. Danny Lee has a beautiful Snap German on, I believe that is Ash by Elegance.
There's a mention of a Hall of Famer, Kurt Angle, because that was kind of, oh my goodness. Oh my, for real.
Yeah, when we want to talk about the Spitfire group, look no further than Jody Threat. She is a firecracker at best. But before we go to it, I just want to go to a few comments. Bobby Stats coming in saying Fraxium appeared to TNA. It would be nice to go against a TNA tag team. I'm saying the Hardys. We'll just wait. I think Chris Best kind of chiming in and saying, I kind of had an idea for a concept for Worlds Collide. Imagine if they do a 2-night event, one night at the PC, the other night at TNA venue. I'm going to say, if they're going to do something like that, I don't think it's at the PC. I think they're actually going to have.
It's going to be legit. Yeah.
How about same venue, 2 different companies? One night it's TNA, the other night it's WWE and NXT. As we just saw the end of that match, Jody Threat getting the win as I predicted, and Spitfire retaining the tag team.
Now, I do want to point out when that, I don't know who it was that got tossed out of the ring. The doctor, I think, is still there looking at her right now.
I think that was Hannah by Elegance.
I think so. She got caught up in the rope a bit, and her lower back hit the edge of the apron really hard. So I don't know if she's actually hurt, but the doctor literally ran over and has not left. So we'll have to keep our eye out on that just to make sure how how that turned out, because I know you guys didn't catch it. I catch that kind of thing because I seen him run in, and then what do you call him? The concierge has constantly kept looking down and trying to make it look like he's part of the match still, but he was still looking down to make sure. So we'll have to keep an eye on social media for that, for sure. It looked really rough when she fell out. That's all.
Yeah.
What do we have coming up now?
Well, that's what we're.
They're showing the pre-show
Yeah.
winner of a match. Frankie Kazarian won that.
We're getting
Getting
a
a
little
promo
bit of
now.
a Frankie Kazarian promo.
Another great, phenomenal guy. I would love to meet him. Just want to say thank you, everybody, for showing up, coming out, checking out the show. This is only technically our third show TNA related. Yes, Brace for Impact is our normal show on Thursdays, but we decided, with the pleasure of Mr. Parrish down here, to do this pay-per-view to kind of get our feet wet in the whole TNA experience. I'm loving it. Parrish, how are you liking it?
Yeah, I'm not a newcomer to the TNA by any means. I did have a YouTube subscription for only $1.99, which, I mean, come on, how can you pass that up?
You got it.
And then I actually forgot I had a TNA Plus account. So luckily, when I looked in, everything was saved on the computer. So I was like, well, let's give this a shot.
Yep.
And yeah, as we are running down the card right now, but also let's just Frankie Kazarian talking about how he's laser focused at the main event, because he does hold a contract for a title shot whenever he may please. So he definitely is looking at that possibility of looking at maybe cashing in on that.
Yeah, I hope he does, and I hope he gets it. Well, we're getting kind of the storyline of Jordynne Grace having to face Miss Blanchard and how things went down. So that's interesting.
Yeah, so it looks like we're gonna be heading towards the Jordynne Grace Tessa Blanchard match. So I'll put the graphic up right here, and that's Jordynne Grace versus Tessa Blanchard. So yeah, what do you guys think? Predictions of this match. Let's start with you, OMD.
I got to go Tessa. This is really her first match back in TNA, outside of sneak attacks and a little bit of mic talk. This is her first match back, and we need to see if she can still bring it, because we don't know really what she's been up to. We know she's had a little bit of time in Mexico where she was competing, but we don't get to see it.
Yeah.
As well, the potential of this being Jordynne Grace's final match with TNA plays into that as well.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to let Jordynne lose. If she loses, it's because there's a NXT interference, and that's where she's going to end up going to right that wrong. That's my opinion. I think Jordynne's going to win. That's my girl. She can't lose.
Yeah, and as I predicted, I do see Tessa Blanchard taking the win here for that exact reason that you stated, OMD, for the fact that you got to have Tessa Blanchard not only come in, but actually come in and look strong, because I think it only helps propel the next generation of this division. You can't always have one person run roughshod through everyone. Jordynne Grace eventually had to lose that Knockouts championship. Jordynne Grace eventually has to lose a match to Tessa Blanchard, or what's the point of bringing her in? Now, I'm not saying she can't get that win back at a later date, but what I am saying, this is a great way of making Tessa Blanchard matter right away. And then if this is by chance Jordynne Grace's last attempt or last match in TNA, then you got to do the right thing. You got to put somebody over on the way out. You got to make sure that somebody is there to act the part, and then maybe Tessa Blanchard goes on to face Masha Slamovich later for the championship. But when you're looking at that potential, is there somebody there in NXT? Yeah, there is. There's a lot. In fact, I wouldn't be upset if we do see somebody from NXT, maybe like a Cora Jade, come out and kind of run roughhouse. Maybe we see Roxanne Perez as well, because she even has history with Jordynne Grace.
Yep.
And maybe that is a reason not only why Jordynne Grace loses, but why Jordynne Grace then goes to NXT.
Exactly. That's kind of where I'm going with it. Like you just said, I think someone's going to come in and distract and cause the loss, and then she's going to end up over there in NXT. Do I think it's her absolute last match in TNA? No. As a member of TNA, yes. But here we go, gentlemen.
Another name to potentially keep an eye on. And it would be very intriguing to see if Charlotte Flair shows up here tonight.
Whoa.
Given that Tessa is Tully's daughter. And then you can start recreating a new female 4 horsewomen.
Okay, so that being said, gentlemen, I don't know if you guys pay too much attention to ring attire. I do. Miss Blanchard is wearing the NXT colors. If you see this, it's yellow, red with black. Which Jordynne Grace wearing right now?
Red is not a. Did you say?
No, but it's
NXT. NXT is still black now.
Yeah, you keep confusing NXT and TNA.
So you know what I mean? Hush, woman.
And yes, Jordynne Grace is wearing, again, Dallas Cowboys colors.
Well, that and the SmackDown.
They are in Dallas, Texas for the show. So that's why we're seeing a lot of Texas inspired stuff. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Jordynne Grace may be from Texas herself.
I believe she is. I believe she's from Houston.
She's born in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
So, so that would be.
I was just trying to play that color game. You know what I mean? Like it's blue, white. What?
It's 2025, man. It's dangerous to play that game.
Yes, it's that's like buying into conspiracy theories of who's going to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
Like the color of the logo
thinks the Dolphins are in.
I said, you said what now?
I said, OMB still thinks the Dolphins are in.
No, I know that. It's like if I'm buying into the fact that the logo is like the red or maroon and yellow for the Super Bowl logo, I've got Washington and Kansas City this year for it.
There you go. Miss Blanchard is definitely putting on a show here for us.
Well, by that theory, we're seeing the Lions versus the 49ers off ring gear in this match. Well, we all know that even can't happen, even if the teams did well. But nonetheless, Tessa Blanchard back in a TNA ring. First match, she has not looked out of place by any means.
No, she has not.
There is no ring rust. That's for sure.
I'm going to say this. I think enough time has gone on to where if she continues to perform, I think that drowns out anybody who was against the decision of bringing her back. There's going to be people that just don't want her there, but I think there's a lot more to the story than maybe what we read on the internet. So people
Yeah,
don't want to just kind of hold off to thinking they know it all. Because, well, let's face it, there's a reason why you're a fan and not working for a company who made
Amen.
the decision. So what we do have on our screens is Tessa Blanchard, who is a former Impact World Champion, going up against one of the most dominant knockout champions of all time in Jordan Grace.
Yes.
So this is a big time match in the TNA world. I don't know if they've had
Ooh.
the star power since probably like people like Mickey James and Gail Kim were battling it out for the championship.
Yeah. I am personally not upset that Miss Blanchard is in the ring on my screen at all. She is talented, and she is proving she is ready to go by taking on my girl Jordan Grace in what possibly could be the last match for her in the TNA roster. Again, we don't know. We'll find out after this show because this is contract ends after this show.
Reportedly.
Reportedly, yes, reportedly.
Yeah.
We don't know. She could have already signed another contract and just said nothing to anybody. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know. Either way, wherever she goes, whatever she does, gonna be money. Get the juggernaut on your roster. Yeah, that's money. He's trying to. Oh, I've never seen that move. Smashing her face off the turnbuckle. Wow.
So as per TNA, they've already have said that the TNA Genesis is the highest paid pay-per-view attendance to kick off the year in the history of TNA wrestling.
Wow.
This one here.
This one here.
Now, is that because of the partnership they have, or is that just because they've just picked up business that much?
Both.
I'm going to say, does it really matter? People are checking out TNA Genesis and they're
Exactly.
doing it for whatever reason. They're there and they're watching a hell of a show so far. So who
Yes.
cares how? All we care is why.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going to turn it. Thank you, Parrish. Oh, what are we doing? Are you kidding? Fall away slam from the top rope by Jordan Grace. Are you kidding me?
No, we're not. We just saw it.
Holy. Yeah, replay that. That was insane. Oh my God. Both women are down, obviously, after that kind of move. My goodness. Like, you're dealing as much damage to your own body as you are to your opponent when you do something like that, high risk. Wow. Oh, she's just asking for it. Jordan Grace is just like, give it to me. Give me your best. Not sure if you guys know how to read lips, but I do.
I'm sorry, what? No, I'm
Yeah. They are just, oh my goodness. Every time I think Jordan Grace is going to build some momentum, Blanchard just cuts her off. And is like, nope. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh. My word.
Package power bomb by Jordan Grace.
Oh. Oh, she almost won it. That was close. I thought this was a package pile driver, and she flipped
So
it
did I.
into a power bomb. Oh my word. Bobby, you were 100% on that one, brother. Wow. Just wow.
In the words of Owen Wilson, wow.
Right? My word.
Or if you like the acronym, WOW, Women's of Wrestling. As we're seeing right now, just
Right?
kicking ass and taking names. And the name they want tonight is Match of the Night.
Whoa. Oh, are we gonna? Oh my goodness. Oh man, this
What
is
we
such a
saw
great
was a
match.
double underhook destroyer by Tessa Blanchard.
I wasn't
if
sure
they're-
what to call that.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. At first, I was like, ooh, Triple H just said something about hoping the show goes off. Are we going to see a pedigree? That's what it looked like she was hooking up for. And then we see a destroyer out of it. So, yeah, it's a double underhook destroyer.
Yeah, that was. Oh. Oh. What a spine buster. Very reminiscent of one Steiner that did that all the time.
Well, so did Arn Anderson, Bobby
And
Roode,
Arn Anderson did. He was the
Carl
best
Anderson. I mean,
Oh, what is she? Wow. I mean, there's a lot of heart and want to prove that she belongs here from Miss Blanchard.
well, and let's not take account that both women despise each other.
Oh
this
yeah,
this is making a grudge match look like an exhibition right now.
no, this is you're not wrong.
Although we're seeing a lot of pure wrestling in this match, let's not have that or overshadow the fact that there's hatred between these two. Especially if you've watched TNA leading up, the battle of the contract signing was one to behold.
And then last Thursday they had to go off the air while these two women were just in fisticuffs for the last 2 minutes of the show. Oh, what a move on the outside. That was epic. I don't listen to this crowd too, gentlemen, as they're wrestling. They're starting to switch.
And again, I know I caught you off guard a little bit, but let's not forget that Tessa Blanchard is a former TNA world champion.
Yes, I mentioned that actually myself.
Yes. No, it's good to remind. She has a pedigree. She has titles that she earned.
But it's not just a title. It's one of the few where a woman has actually captured the world title, not on a division, but it wasn't a knockouts world title. It was the men's championship, because that's just a different thing. She'd have defeated Sami Callihan for that championship.
Yes.
Yeah. She earned it.
Yeah, as we see a Death Valley driver from the steel steps on to the floor from Jordan and Grace. And then Bobby coming in saying she's also a former Knockouts champion. Yeah, very decorated in a short time frame. Yes, controversy arose that led to her departure from Impact Wrestling, brought back with a little bit of probably that same controversy or maybe reluctance from a lot of fans.
Yeah.
But those same fans, I think, need to understand when you perform the way Tessa Blanchard can, it's just good for business and the best for your division when you have somebody like her a part of it.
Yeah.
The way I'm choosing to view it is the same way I approached CM Punk's return to WWE. We know how she's been viewed, and I'm sure those same names that were alluded to Punk in the locker room were put on Tessa Blanchard. But yeah, you just watch and see how she does in the ring, what she's doing, what she's capable of. and if any of that past resurfaces in their work, or whether it's on the mic or in the ring.
Oof.
So I chose to approach it in not necessarily indifferently, because I was excited when I saw Tessa Blanchard coming back.
Yeah, and everyone's gonna have their opinion, and that's just it. It's an opinion. But what we know is factual is that Tessa Blanchard is back in TNA, and she's having a classic with Jordynne Grace right now.
Oof.
Wow.
Blanchard almost took that right there, guys. Wow. Come on, girl. Focus. If you're going to beat this woman, get on it. Holy.
And again, although we don't see it very often, and I don't know what it is, but could we potentially see a time limit draw for this?
Yeah, I think we'll get interference from somebody in NXT before that ever comes up.
Yeah, I think we will get a winner tonight.
Yeah, I think Blanchard, to solidify her as the TNA is hers, she needs the win. And that submission didn't work, so here we go again. Try again. Oh, what in the world? The octopus is being applied by Blanchard. Oh, and just twisting fingers, and oh my goodness. Ugh. Whoa. Just the power of Grace. Just you really got to catch that girl off guard. Oh. I'm gonna have a heart attack, boys. I'm gonna like that was again inches from the mat. Jordynne almost had it. Oh man. What in the world? Wow. Phew. My heart can't handle this anymore. Oh my god.
Well, then don't drink what I'm drinking.
I got one over there. I'm not touching it.
Now,
Oh
we've
my
talked
God.
about potential people coming through. What if Natalia is the one who makes an appearance?
Dude,
And
I
we
would don't. You can't have both my women in one same time. You can't do that to me.
imagine if the Blanchard and the Hearts come together.
Oh my God. That would be epic.
And then you would
Uh-oh.
have Natalia and Jordynne Grace in NXT to start off.
Oh my God. Could you imagine? What a better person to have work with Jordynne Grace than Natalia.
Ooh, as
What?
Tessa Blanchard's looking to get that turnbuckle.
Yeah, she was trying.
She saw my match out last week.
She must have. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Like, dude, the hand keeps getting closer and closer and closer to that mat for both these women. Come on, Jordynne, get yourself together. You got this. My goodness. Oh, that is not how that match ends. No way. Whoa. Interesting roll up there. Oh, she's doing it too. She's trying to do it again. She can't get it off. Come on. Oh, is someone bleeding because the ref's putting their gloves on? Oh, jeez.
Oh, Jordan Grace going for that muscle buster.
Yep. Yeah. I was just going to say that was a very Samoa Joe move right there back in the day.
Well, that is a move that Jordan Grace has
Oh, my God.
has used in her arsenal for quite some time.
Oh, and she grabbed the ropes. Oh. Oh, I can feel my heart skipping beats. God, man, come on.
Okay. So far, I mean, that for the third match, this match has completely stolen the show.
Yeah.
Right?
I might even go one up on you and say this could be TNA's match of the year.
Yeah.
And we're only in January. Isn't
Yeah.
that crazy, people? This is how good this match is. Oh, my God. Is she doing it? Oh, my God.
Now, I know we don't really see it anymore, but could this partnership
Tessa Blanchard gets the win over Jordan Grace. Never thought I'd see that.
could this partnership allow for TNA to compete in the Slammies?
Whoa.
You just saw this match and you're worried about a fucking slammy OMD.
Wow.
Well, if I'm looking at two female matches of the year already, I'm looking to SmackDown and Bayley versus Tiffany Stratton, and now this.
You're not gonna put Lyra and Dakota in there? That was a banger of a match.
Oh, my God.
Come on.
This is wow, guys. Match of the night for sure, right here. These women stole this pay-per-view.
Well, on a card where Dolph Ziggler was once told people to follow that, Mr. Nemeth, you, my friend, need to follow that.
You got like, dude, how? I'm sorry, I'm walking out of the building. I'm done if I have to wrestle after this. My God.
Well, I don't think a chip was on Tessa Blanchard's shoulder. I think the whole potato factory was.
Yeah.
Because she just absolutely sugar smacked the entire TNA fan base and locker room and Jordan Grace into an existence of this is a new era, and
Yeah.
we are looking at possibly the era of Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah. Reality
Yes.
check, y'all. Oh my goodness. I don't even know how we go on from that match.
Well, now it looks as though we're going to an I Quit match.
Oh my God.
Just pure annihilation. I love it. Speaking of which, PCO destroy TNA Digital Media destroy TNA Digital Media Championship at GCW. Interesting.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
But
Wow,
yeah,
dude.
we are going to the I Quit match show. Graphic comes up. Josh Alexander, the walking weapon, takes on Mike Santana in an I Quit match. Your guys' thoughts, predictions, because we are about to get it next.
Yeah, we are coming on to this one hot. I'm going with Mr. Santana's got a huge point to prove. And I think he's got a hidden card in his arsenal to negate any loophole that Mr. Alexander has. So I'm going I'm going for him to take the win.
I am taking Josh Alexander for the win on this one.
Okay. Nice. Parrish?
I I think I have Mike Santana.
Oh,
I said this
so
earlier. I
nice,
think
Santana.
in a very similar way of Jordan Grace, I think we could be seeing the final days in TNA of one walking weapon. So, yeah, I think for that same reason that we saw Tessa Blanchard get the victory, I think Mr. Mike Santana will as well.
Bobby says, Mike, Bulkster, Santana. All right, boys. Mr. Best, if you're still here, give us your prediction. Everybody else, give your predictions. Let us know how you think, what you're thinking, what you're feeling. I am on a high right now, and I am loving TNA wrestling right now. And, oh my goodness, can't wait for more. I want to see the fallout this Thursday for what happened tonight.
Right?
Like, my goodness. I feel bad for anybody that's got to follow. I feel bad for these guys. Like, how do you follow those two women absolutely tearing the house down, building it back up, and then absolutely annihilating it again? Like, how do you follow that?
Well, this being Santana and Josh, I don't think there's if you were going to put another match up to follow that, I think you had to do this one.
I tell you have a match where brawling is the first spot of the night. You have a match where beating the living, everlasting crap out of one another is the game plan. You have a match where wrestling holds do not apply. You must utter the words, I quit. It can be from anywhere in the building. That is where you go next. We have an I quit match. We have the walking weapon taking on Mike Santana.
So, speaking of the walking weapon, it is rumored that on February 14th, his contract is null and void after that day. And he stated, as far as I've heard, he is going to test the waters of free agency.
Yes, that he is.
Okay,
Yes,
so how do you gentlemen feel about him possibly ending up somewhere like WWE in any brand of WWE as it is?
I'm excited for it. As you and I have discussed, I think the best fit for him is SmackDown. Because I don't think he really needs NXT, but I think I would be excited to see Santana go and do some work in NXT.
I mean, yeah, we all know that his contract is up in February. He did say on the Chris Van Vliet episode of Insight that he does plan on testing the free agency. However,
Okay.
in that same sentence, he also never ruled out a return to TNA. He just said he wanted to look at the options because this is potentially the last time he gets to do that, and he owes it to himself and his family to do so.
Yeah.
Now, will he leave? I think a lot of people expect it. If he was to go to WWE, and that's an if. One, I don't see why, given the status of what's just transpired this week with that partnership. However, I don't see any reason why he can't be on NXT because, let's face it, who wouldn't want to see Josh Alexander and Nova Femi right away? Who wanted it? Who
Right?
doesn't want to see Trick Williams and Josh Alexander? Who doesn't want to see Josh Alexander reunite with Ethan Page? I think there's a lot that you can do with NXT, and whether it's a short-term, long-term, whatever term it could be, all we know that he adds a beneficial viewer and a reason why you view that product, regardless of where he is. He might get lost in the shuffle on a Raw or SmackDown. Just because you're the new guy doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be the top guy. But if you go to NXT, you can really take that step into executing what you're going to be in the future. I do think NXT would be a perfect place for him to start, not to end, but to start. And I look at it in the same breath of when Drew McIntyre came back and he went to NXT. He became NXT champion. He had a little bit of a run. So
Right.
did Bobby Roode. So did a lot of people back then, and it didn't falter or really affect them that much.
Right.
So if he was to go to WWE, to me, I don't care where he goes. I want to see what he does. But if he stays, I would love to see him being world champion one more time. If he goes somewhere else, I just hope they know what they have in him, because I don't want to see him becoming elite only in the minds of the booker, become a delete.
Yeah.
Very true facts. Very true. I would love to see him re-sign a contract with TNA. Okay. Doesn't have to be long term. Just sign even a year and test these waters in WWE and see if it's even for him. If it's not, then cool. He's renewing his contract and staying in TNA longer. If it is for him and he's having good rivalries and good storytelling and great matches, then sign permanently with WWE. And it doesn't mean you still can't come back and have matches in TNA.
Right.
Just now you're a permanent WWE contract holding talent at that point. That is how I would do it. But again, I'm not him. He's not me. And he's doing what's best for his family, as he stated. So thumbs up for you, Josh Alexander. Have fun, man. Do what feels best and what's best for your family, always.
And I think another thing to look into is the factor of who used to run and who was the one who brought you TNA back.
Exactly.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Well, I was going to say Scott D'Amore is the one that brought TNA back, but
Exactly. And what has Scott D'Amore been linked to as of late? The PC, working with WWE. Something tells me he was a big reason to why this partnership probably happened to begin with, let alone let's just say the genesis of this partnership.
right.
Pun intended.
Pun intended, yeah.
And there's been rumors that Mr. D'Amore could be working with WWE. In fact, launching Maple Leaf Wrestling could be the Canadian WWE ID
That would be
venture.
cool.
So there's been that rumor floating around. So Josh Alexander has spoken very highly of Scott D'Amore. So I wouldn't throw that out as a potential reason to go to WWE as well.
I know there have been some unsubstantiated rumors of Scott D'Amore potentially taking over creative for NXT, and they're moving Sean to the head of SmackDown.
I also have to think of the possibility of Josh Alexander working with Shawn Michaels. I also have to think of Josh Alexander working with the likes of a Paul Heyman, William Regal, Triple H.
Right.
And how can you not? On top of this, I will state this. We have been seeing a lot more Canadian promoting from one Kevin Owens.
Yes.
He's been using Canada, Canadian, those terms a lot more as of late.
Yep.
What if, and just hear me out, what if Kevin Owens creates a Canadian group and he uses the North as that team and brings in Ethan Page and Josh Alexander to fight along his side?
Right. Well, and I mean, this one's not for ego or anything, but where is Josh Alexander from?
Canada.
Canada. He's Toronto.
Where in Canada?
Ontario.
Isn't he
Where in Ontario?
The Greater Toronto Area.
Yeah, he's from the GTA.
What event is happening in Toronto on March 1st?
The one after February 28th.
No.
You're asking. I know where you're going. You're going to Elimination Chamber.
Yes.
I just wanted to have fun with your process. You're gonna give me that little scratch of the eye gesture, aren't you? Soon.
Try not to.
But yes, Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Is that where you were going with?
That is exactly
Yeah, that's where
I
he was going. I'm
with
like,
it.
why are you playing so hard? Like, dude, he's going to Elimination Chamber. Like, almost gave you one. And almost.
That was Parrish having to be a smartass.
Well, it's better than being the dumb one. And I'm not saying anybody's a dumb one. I'm just saying it's better than the alternative.
Oh, are we going to get the three amigos? Yep.
If Josh Alexander's doing it, I think it's going to be called something else. If Penta can do a Mexican destroyer, I think we got to come up with a Canadian term for
Oh,
this.
he's paying tribute to Eddie, though. He just did the Latino heat jiggle thing.
Yeah, but Kevin Owens did it on SmackDown as well.
Yep.
Think about it.
I know. Everybody's doing it.
Bobby
With
coming
KO
in saying,
Bullfrog Splash.
do you think there is a possibility we will see Josh Alexander in the Men's Royal Rumble? He did say on that same episode with Chris Van Vliet, he wants to do it. But also take into account, if he was to do it, he would then still be under a TNA contract, and he wouldn't be a
Yes.
WWE contracted performer.
Right.
Which isn't an issue, right? I mean, whoa. Sorry, that was a really cool, like, divert move out of the way, not get killed. From Santana. Oh, I'm just really surprised this hasn't really turned into a complete, like, backstage hardcore match at this point.
I don't think it's going to go into a hardcore match. I think it's going to go into more or less a very much like a Falls Count Anywhere type of style match.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of going for a pinfall, you're putting a microphone asking, do you quit? But what I love already is that we aren't seeing attempts to make the other person I quit. There's just been a lot of let's just beat the everlasting piss out of one another.
Yeah.
Because we know we have to get there eventually. But the process should be something of note. Can't just be we hit a finisher or we hit our main move. Oh, do you quit? What do you say? Come on. And then go from there.
Yeah.
There has to be a physical breakdown to get there, which I do appreciate in this matchup.
Again, third time watching TNA now. And I'm not upset about what I'm being given as product from this company right now.
Right.
Like, I look forward to watching TNA wrestling on Thursdays. And to give you people something different in the wrestling product. Wow. Very technical, both these guys, eh? Wow.
And we're seeing, and this is what I really wanted to see when Mike Santana did join TNA is, just giving him the opportunity to be his own. And
Yeah.
we're seeing that. And I think he is doing a fantastic job. And I'm very happy we're seeing Mike Santana being Mike Santana. We're not seeing a past version, just in a singles form. But
Yeah,
we're
no, we're not seeing LAX or Proud and Powerful. We're seeing Santana.
And I think that's very important. And if the famous question during a match is, "Oh, what's next for these guys?" If it's not a continuation, I really hope we see potentially a title in Mike Santana's future.
Yes.
I don't see why you wouldn't. The guy's talented beyond belief. And as we can see, he can tell a story.
Well, I mean, we've already seen last year we saw Mike Santana run through the system, faced and lost in an X Division championship match to Moose. But he's another one that I think would really benefit from the partnership and getting the opportunity to go and work in NXT.
Even though you don't want him in NXT?
What's that?
Even though you said you didn't want him in NXT?
No, I said I didn't want Josh Alexander.
No, I think both. I think Mike Santana in NXT would be fantastic, but I think Mike Santana as a future TNA World Champion would be.
And I think because we haven't seen we have not seen oversaturation with as a result of this partnership yet, and I'm grateful for that. But I did suggest that we potentially see Ethan Page interfere in this match because of his history with Josh Alexander. Then you can get that crossover between Ethan Page and Santana working together between NXT and TNA. But as well as if Ethan Page was to come down and interfere, who else do we know from the main roster that is of Puerto Rican heritage and from New York City to come down and potentially even the odds for Santana?
I'm glad you said from the New York City, because I was going to go with, well, there's a long list of names that are Puerto Rican. But I kind of want to see Carlito.
That would be great.
I know that's not who you're thinking, but I would like to see Carlito.
That would be cool. Again, pardon the pun.
I think Bubba's trying to Google the answer right now. He's like, crap.
No, he's saying Damian Priest. I know.
Yeah. But there is a part of me that hopes we just see maybe WWE superstars, TNA superstar, or NXT superstars in the crowd, and maybe just seeing TNA be their own show tonight.
Right.
But man, how can you not expect something to kind of happen?
Yeah.
I will say, though, if somehow Nick Nemeth managed to get the 16-time world champion down, seeing a John Cena would be pretty newsworthy.
Right?
Dude, this place the roof would come off.
I mean, imagine you entering the year 2025 and you're watching Raw on Netflix. You're getting a multi-year announcement of a partnership between TNA and WWE. And then you get John Cena in a TNA ring.
Right?
And that's only the first month of the year.
He's just laughing at him.
What?
That's great.
I was even thinking that, like what would be hilarious is if, all of a sudden they introduce a special guest ref for the main event tonight and it's Cena.
I'll do you one better. Imagine if Joe Hendry wins. Frankie Kazarian and Nemeth and his brother are putting the boots to Hendry. And the person who saves Joe Hendry is none other than John Cena.
Yeah.
My goodness. Josh is out for blood right
They don't call him the walking weapon because he likes to snuggle at
now,
night.
right? Like, holy. It's a different side of him. Last time I seen him, he was like baby face through and through. Now he's kind of got that heel.
Yeah.
Wow. Ooh. Holy.
Well, the question was asked, where do you go from here?
All right.
I think they're doing a pretty damn good job of following.
Jesus. Dude's wrestling with one boot. Like,
Well, the one he has just feels right. And Josh Alexander has come out of his protected headgear.
Yes.
and the mouthpiece went flying.
Yeah, I'm stunned that stayed in as long as humanly possible.
Yep, right.
Yep.
Oh, is he going to cuff him up now? Oh, no. This is not good.
Well, not for Josh Alexander.
No. Not at all. I'm telling him to get up now. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Follows it up with another discus lariat. The walking weapon does not quit.
Wow. What?
That's gonna hurt.
That
Yep.
for both guys, that's gonna hurt.
More or less for the guy who has a piece of metal right in front of his face.
Yeah. Oh God, let's hope that leg don't go through his leg.
Um,
Oh no. Oh my goodness. Wow. My goodness. Oh,
Tom Hannafin can't believe it. Neither can I, but Josh Alexander does not
Right.
quit being zip tied, sitting in a corner with a table over his face. Santana jumping off steel steps,
What?
senton through the table onto Alexander.
Oh my God. Oh. Oh, did you hear that? Oh my God. That doesn't mean I quit or I don't quit. That's a statement. We need an answer, son. Do you quit? Come on.
I mean, that's Mike Santana's answer for, okay, I'll do more.
Right? He likes to keep his teeth where they are, people. He quit.
Yeah.
Santana with the win. Wow. Didn't see that coming. I really didn't. Oh. Excuse me. Wow. Wow. Is he looking for a mic now?
That he is.
Santana has a mic now. What does he have to say? Oh, making him hold up his end of the bargain. Okay. I mean, after a match like that, how can you not shake the guy's hand? He made you quit. Like, wow. Whoa. Josh Alexander just announced he quit TNA. Wow. So he's really going somewhere else then. What's your thoughts on that, guys?
Wow. Bit shocking the way he did the announcement, but we knew that the potential was there. I think this now improves Parrish's odds of seeing him in the Royal Rumble.
Right?
But I could also see him coming out and making a statement on Thursday to clarify that, yes, I'm done. And I have to look at what's out there for me.
Now, is this just a storyline? Is this foreshadow? We don't know. That's why we have to watch the next show. I think either one of Impact on Thursday or even NXT on Tuesday are ones to watch in seeing what's next for Josh Alexander.
Yep.
Bobby, you're asking what's next for Mike Santana.
Anything, really.
If he loses the championship tonight, Nick Nemeth is my prediction.
Okay.
I think
So-
either way, Nick Nemeth is what's next for Mike Santana. But if you gentlemen will give me a moment.
Yep.
We don't have the graphics, so you're free.
We don't have the graphics for
The locker room visit.
the tag team.
Oh, no, that we do. So I will then.
This is what's up next.
Yeah. We have the tag team championships, as we see right here. The Hardys, Matt and Jeff Hardy, going
Yep.
up against Zachary Wentz and Trey Miguel, known as the Rascals.
Yes,
So-
sir.
Yeah. Bubba, your predictions for this match as the Rascals are making their way out right now.
Really quick, I would like the Rascals to win it, but if you're redefining the TNA tag team division, you keep it on the Hardys. So I'll pick the Hardys are probably going to retain. Not going to lie.
Yeah, and I think you can go one or two ways with the redefinition of the tag team here. It's not like the Rascals are aging vets like the Hardys, and that's not a shot at the Hardys by any means. But I think the Hardys definitely bring in a different era as your
Yeah.
tag champions. I think the evolution of the Hardys, I think, rely on being champion right now. So I think based off that, that is why I go with the Hardys retaining their championship. OMD, your predictions as the Rascals are now in the ring awaiting the champions for their upcoming title match. You're muted.
I have the Rascals winning. I think they've been in and around the picture long enough, but really haven't had that shot. And I think that the Hardys are sort of going to be at the forefront because they've got the experience with WWE, with TNA, that they can be that really the leaders of this partnership in terms of working both brands, in terms of putting over new talent as well in both shows. I think that the Rascals are just, they're younger, they're hungrier. But yeah, I'm going with the Rascals. Like I said, I think the only thing that could make this match better is if it was a TLC style match.
Yeah. Bobby Stats coming in saying Trey Miguel and Zachary Wentz win, and maybe Praxium appears after this tag team match. That's exactly my prediction, but I have the Hardy Boys retaining. I think that's exactly why I'm picking the Hardys, is because had this been a stip match, we would see probably new tag team champions. But because it's a straight up match, no. Part of me wonders, are the Rascals nearing
What's going on here?
maybe a potential heel turn? Oh, we see Nathan Frazier and Axiom.
What
The NXT Tag Team Champions are in the house.
dude?
Wow.
That is so cool. But minutes
And I
before
was
this happened, I just want
gonna
to
say,
let
because
everybody know.
we've got Fraxium now who have DIY who have their eyes on them. We have seen Fraxium and the Rascals before
Mhm.
in NXT. So this is a moment, and this is the first since the pre-show, the first time that we are seeing NXT talent here on the show. So
Hey, again, just to let everybody know, before we had that interruption from the NXT Tag Team Champions, the Rascals and the Hardys shook hands before this match, showing respect. So to me, that means a lot.
yeah, I think it's also the fact that we've only just recently seen in the last few months the Rascals go back to being babyface, that I don't think we're going to get that heel turn.
I mean, the Rascals have been babyface for a while. Because if you don't remember, Trey Miguel and Mr. Wes Lee had a thing going in NXT.
Yes, and that
And
was
it was
when
Wes Lee
that
was the
was
one
when-
who turned it.
that was when the Rascals became baby faces even in TNA. They were heels leading up to that.
But I mean, if it's for a story, I don't see it being a real issue. But I don't know, like there is something to note with this match. We have both the NXT and TNA Tag Team Championships just feet away from each other.
I think that's cool. That's one of the best ways they could have had NXT. Just kind of, they don't have to be impactful with doing stuff because they're just sitting there saying, "Hey, listen, we're here. We're watching this. We see what you're doing, TNA."
Mm-hmm. As we see Jeff Hardy in the ring with Zachary Wentz right now, you have to think the Rascals, just based on their style, the way that they act, and the way that they dress, you have to think as kids they once idolized a tag team like the Hardy Boys, like Matt and Jeff Hardy. This must be a dream match for them, as Matt Hardy said on Inside with Chris Van Vliet on Thursday that he wants selfishly to win more titles so they can dethrone the Dudley Boys as being the most decorative tag team champions. But he was told by a fan that they are the most influential tag team in the history, and he will take that any day of the week. And this is no different than looking at the Rascals, who do look like they were influenced by the Hardy Boys.
Yes, very much so. Yes, Matt Hardy did state that he would wanted to be the more influential tag team. That meant more to him than being the most decorated. He also stated in that interview that they are a generational tag team because they've helped and influenced so many in the last few generations of wrestling, and whether it's TNA, WWE, Ring of Honor, wherever they may have been.
Yeah.
Wow, some great tag team action just by the Rascals there.
Yep.
Wow.
Again, the Rascals have also had the opportunity to wrestle teams like the Motor City Machine Guns and learn from them. So you're getting all
Ooh.
of that stuff.
That was a little bit late on that move. Whoa. Are you kidding me?
Zachary
Jeez.
Wentz went to the outside to dive on a Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy caught him and delivered a side effect onto the floor.
Yeah, that's not a thick mat on that floor, neither, people.
No, it's not.
Well, just what? He just tossed him into the crowd. Okay, hey, get you away from the ring so we can. Yeah, I mean, hey,
Hey,
smart tag team play right there.
Maybe he was throwing him in the lake of isolation. Yes.
This is just.
I do find it intriguing that, Fraxium are sitting right at the bottom of the entranceway ringside. So you got to figure that is going to be coming into play later on.
Yeah, exactly. You have to definitely think there's some foreshadow there. In what capacity, though, I think remains to be seen. But with your Fraxium, do you have a preferred team to come out on top?
I think they want the Rascals to win. You just give. I don't think they see Hardys as real competition because they're just the old guys, right?
No, I think if you're Fraxium, you're just like the Rascals and you're looking at the Hardys because now you want to test your mettle against that team that has been there, that has been all over the world, that has won belts just about everywhere they've been.
I guess if you look at it that way, yeah, you want to beat the team that's, set that standard, so to speak, as a great tag team. Get you bragging rights. Hey, I beat the Hardys.
One of the most famous lines in pro wrestling history is to be the man, you got to beat the man. And for a lot of tag teams, the Hardys are always going to be the man. So right now they are the tag team champions. So I think they want whoever A holds the titles, but B, I think they know that they get different matchups with both. They'll get more of that high pace, fast action with the Rascals, but they know they have more of a dream match scenario with the Hardys, and it's hard to pass that up because, I mean, once individuals from NXT UK, Nathan Frazier and Axiom, now we're in a position where in Dallas, Texas, they look like a match with a potential Hardys could be a real thing.
I wouldn't be upset about that, honestly, because you're going to get the best out of the Hardys every time they step into that ring.
And Bulk Bogan coming in saying, awesome, chance for Hardys to win NXT titles. I mean, is that a bad thing?
Oh, here we go. Oh my goodness.
Well, and you have to wonder, was that on purpose or was that an accident?
It might have been on purpose. Uh-oh.
As TNA security is
escorting them
removing the NXT Tag Team Champions.
Wow.
Yep.
Didn't do anything wrong, might I add.
No.
No, they didn't.
But they were involved in a way in the match, so
And who's to say that's all they'll be a part?
jeez. Oh my goodness. They almost retained right there. That was close.
And this kind of being broken in by Wrestle Talk, they are reporting that WWE is expected to sign Jordan Grace following this event.
Oh God, I hope.
So there's more to look, as it is believed that this was Jordan Grace's last match in TNA, as she is expected to finish up with the company tonight.
Yeah, okay.
That is
Yeah.
being reported on WrestleTalk.com. So head over there to read more on that article. But it is much believed Jordan Grace, as early as even tomorrow. I'm not too sure on the details, but
Right.
very quickly could be a WWE talent.
Well, here's my question. Where is Raw tomorrow? Is it in Texas or around Texas?
I think if you're going to do something with Jordan Grace, I think a great way to debut her is where she made her debut with WWE before, and that is the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're seeing video packages for returning Charlotte. Why not have same video vignettes to hype an actual debut of Jordan Grace?
Oh,
And you
God.
can use all of the TNA footage to do so.
Yep.
I mean, how much cooler would that be?
Mhm.
Oh my God.
But back to the match, as the Hardys and the Rascals
yeah.
have intensified. Fraxium has been escorted away from the match as for security, and a near fall from Trey Miguel on Jeff Hardy as Zachary Wentz in stereo jumped well over the top rope onto a mat, perhaps breaking Matt Hardy. Who knows?
Probably not. But oh, what in the world? That was crazy. Oh no. Twist of fate. Oh, I thought that was over, boys. With that twist of fate, I thought that was done.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy hitting that twist of fate on Trey Miguel, but only for a very long two. This match continues as both Zachary Wentz and Matt Hardy are getting into the ring.
Holy.
Wow. Zachary Wentz going for his cutter move that he used to beat Wesley last year, only for the Hardys to isolate Trey Miguel. Multiple twists of fates, one by each Jeff and Matt Hardy, and it looks like Jeff Hardy is going up for the Swanton Bomb. And
jeez.
we'll see if it becomes a Crouton Bomb like they have once said it used to be. Ooh, no, that was smooth.
Oh my goodness, the Hardys retain.
OMD, your thoughts on that tag team championship match?
Very intriguing. I do like it. Again, the lack of involvement, the minimal involvement they had with Fraxium was great. It was just a nice touch. But again, I don't think Fraxium needed to be escorted from the from the ringside area. They didn't do anything to get physically involved.
Now, was that done to prevent them from getting physically involved? And that was done not so much for Fraxium, but for the integrity of the tag team championship match.
I would say the integrity of the match is where I would go with that. TNA didn't want any of this. While they interfered, they did this, they did that kind of stuff going on. So it's just easier to take the team that's not supposed to be in the building. Just, okay, guys, let's go to the back. You can, say your piece later to these guys. Let them do their thing. So it was done tastefully, though. That's the way I look at it.
It left you wanting more, and looking at the what's next picture, as we said earlier, is a good and almost a famous question to ask in the match. Bobby Sats coming in saying Fraxium has a big target on them and their tag team championships. And could this be a way for either the Rascals or the Hardys to appear at NXT on Tuesday to question why Fraxium even were out there to begin with?
I can't disagree with that.
No,
I mean, it makes sense.
And let's face it, for nostalgic purposes,
yes.
Who doesn't want to hear that Hardy Boy theme in WWE just one more time?
What happened to Chris Bay?
Chris Bay was tragically hurt in a match in 2024. He is, let's just say, his wrestling career is in jeopardy. Potentially never ramping back up. So all the thoughts, all the prayers go to Chris Bay and hope he gets better.
Yes.
And we will. I mean, obviously I'm sure we saw a GoFundMe page. So if you want to go and support Chris Bay, go to TNAWrestling.com and find out more information about that.
For sure. Yeah, I didn't realize that, again, because I haven't been watching it. So we will have to keep you updated on that. That's what we'll do. We have
announcement for Rebellion
coming up next. What match?
Going to be Masha versus Rosemary.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we got a little bit of a backstage segments of both Nick Nemeth and Joe Hendry preparing for their upcoming title match. Has anybody noticed that World Heavyweight title of WWE hanging in the background behind Tom Hannafin there?
Yeah.
Just thought, just
a little plug.
Yeah,
it's Tom Phillips and Aiden English. Come on now.
Hey, I once killed Mr. Aiden English in a game of Among Us on his Twitch.
Nice.
There you go.
To where he yelled, "Damn it, Parrish!" which was really funny because I was in a time frame where I said I can probably get anybody to utter those words within minutes of meeting me, and well, that was funny.
There we go. Look at what's coming up Thursday night.
Yep, Fraxium versus the Rascals for the NXT Tag Team Championships live on Impact. So, hey, you guys might not be taking over, but you're definitely bracing for Impact on Thursday nights when the NXT Tag Team Championships are on the line.
There we go, people. Don't miss Thursday. I'm telling you, there is stuff going down in TNA.
I will say, I do want to make it a mission statement either this year or maybe even next year of going to a TNA show. And I think maybe, just maybe, the Turnbuckle Studios family should look at doing the same.
I think that'd be a great idea.
It would be the first time this guy takes in a professional wrestling show, not an indie one. I've done lots of that. I've been in a lot of them, but
Right.
professional. I've never been to WWE, TNA, AEW, none of that.
All right.
So I second that one, Mr. Parrish. I would love to go to a TNA live event.
And maybe, just maybe, for one night, we could do a live Brace for Impact show.
Right?
But yes, that is in the near future, possibly in the foreseeable future. But
Yep.
what's coming up right now is that Knockout Women's
Yes.
Championship, as we will put up the graphic. Masha Slamovich versus Rosemary. Everyone, your predictions for this upcoming match, as we're getting a video package of not just the history of the Knockouts Championships, but
Right.
Rosemary, who, let's just say, both women possibly could have an NXT superstar show up going up against them.
Right.
They both could. I am taking Masha Slamovich to retain in this match, but I mean, this being a Ravens Clockwork Orange House of Fun match, it is going to be just as sadistic as the I Quit, just
Yep.
as brutal as Jordan Grace versus Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah.
And just as physical as the System versus Eric Young and Steve Macklin.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is now it's going to become a case of, I mean, the standard has been Jordan Grace and Tessa Blanchard tonight. Can they follow that? I think so. I've got Masha Slamovich retaining,
Okay.
but it will be interesting to see who gets involved, if anyone gets involved.
Yeah. Babadook, your prediction.
Thank you. I'm thinking because the champ hasn't had it for very long, you don't want to make her just seem like a transitional champion. So I think she's going to retain. But that being said, she's going to be pushed beyond her limit to retain said title. It's not going to be easy because of the stipulation on the match. Parrish, what are your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I think we're going to see a couple of NXT involvements here. I thought it was
Okay.
very much of noteworthy to see Masha Slamovich in the crowd right before a Cora Jade entrance. Do I think Cora Jade's going to interfere in this match? No. Who I do think will, though, is someone who Rosemary betrayed earlier and in the latter part of 2024, her old tag team partner, Wendy Chu. I do think this is the match right up the alley. And I think Wendy Chu could be the one to help the downfall of Rosemary in this match. And then afterwards in the match, when Masha Slamovich is holding the championship, Cora Jade's music comes, and we just get a stare off as we fade in to what will then be your main event match.
I can't disagree with that. That's very logical how that was put together. So I'm going to agree with you on that one. Yeah. I love banners and things that people that's just, it's funny. It said I am scared and had I can't remember the clown's name.
That's
from
Art the Clown.
Art the Clown, yeah, saying Rosemary even scares me. But this is looking to be a battle to retain this title for this young lady.
I mean, for me, since her face turn, Masha Slamovich has lost a little bit of the edge that she used to have in that killer attitude.
Okay.
So I can't wait to see what this match can bring out of her.
Holy, like they got everything out here tonight. Now, I've never seen the champion wrestle, so this is a first for me. So I'm looking forward to what these women can do as far as this Ravens stipulation that they have here.
I'm going to tell you, go back on YouTube and look for, well, Masha Slamovich and Jordan Grace.
Yeah, I probably will watch that. Oh, there's my friend the Kendo Stick. Now my question is, do they have a tire iron around there somewhere, or a crowbar? Those are always fun to play with.
No, I don't know. I don't even know if Crowbar is still in the wrestling business. Thank you.
Yeah, you're here all week,
Uh,
off and on.
whether or not you like it or not, unfortunately, yeah.
Oh, there's a crowbar hanging right there.
Oh, there you go. He's still, he's still kicking.
Damn.
Like a true agent vet, never wants to get out.
Due to a scenario that arose today, Bubba Duke will be hosting the locker room breakdown tomorrow, and I may be pulling a run-in for the Raw Patrol. I don't know.
Ooh,
Beautiful.
Steve, that's gimmick infringement, bro.
Gimmick infringement.
That's
Oh, I
25
hate these
Canadian
things.
cents you now owe me.
I'll give you an American nickel.
Ooh, that's like probably like 40, so I'll take it.
Right? Oh, not the staple gun, please, not the staple gun.
Yeah, Rosemary's saying no.
Right? I'm sorry. I pulled out too many staples out of my forehead. Someone's gonna lose an eye. Forget foreheads. Oh, not in her hand, not in her hand. Oh, God. Oh, pull that out right away. Get rid of that thing.
Again, if you want to go back and even check out what Masha Slamovich did, check out her matches against Killer Kelly, and then
Oh,
how
God.
they formed MK Ultra.
Oh, my pinky
Also-
finger just went to sleep on that deal.
Staying
Rose
on
Mary just took a staple.
the armpit.
That's
The
not a
armpit.
crowbar.
Oh, I thought that was a crowbar. No, it's
That's
a
a
cane.
cane.
Oh, it's
Okay.
gotta be Kane.
What
But
is she-
no, to stay into the WWE TNA partnership, another WWE woman's name who called out a TNA, his name was Bailey, called out Kylan King. Says she sees her, or she's looking at her. So
Interesting.
Okay.
And Kylan King is somebody we haven't seen in a while, but I do know she's injured.
Been a hot minute. Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
And that took away. And again, this is where I would love to see the Coven back in TNA with Taylor Wilde and Kylan King, because can you imagine them against the Unholy Union?
I mean, in a weird way, I kind of want to see Nikki Cross in there as well.
ooh, that'd be
Right?
nice.
I mean, imagine if we got the Wyatt Six going up against the Decay.
Oh. You want to bring Abyss back?
Yes.
Out of being a backstage producer for WWE?
Yes.
How about he just produces the segments?
True.
There you go.
There you go.
No arguments there. Wow. Okay, DDT into the chair. Yes, please. Oh, no.
The champ says no, thank you.
In a situation like this, too, I'd almost want to be. I'd be intrigued to see Su Young come back.
I'm not gonna lie, I wanted
Oh.
to see ODB come back during the tag match with Eric Young and
Dude.
Steve Macklin to kind of wash out the Alicia Edwards.
Oh, that'd be epic.
Right? But let's not forget that ODB and Eric Young are still technically the Knockouts Tag Team Champions because they've never lost them.
Well, a lot of people never lost a title, but the 30-day non-compete thing took them away. Hey, inactivity is a thing. Bobby Stats coming in saying you can also check out Masha Slamovich versus Deonna Purrazzo too when Deonna Purrazzo was in Impact, and that is very correct. Ooh. I hope nobody invested in tables because they're taking a beating tonight. As the champion just absolutely went overboard onto Rosemary through a table on the outside.
Oh God, I love this stuff.
Oh, there we go.
This makes me want to get in a ring again. Oh, geez, that's a big chain.
Well, I was just gonna say, just when you thought this was nothing but violent spots, chain wrestling is now brought into the match.
Right?
That's a big chain too.
Huh. Maybe it's a foreshadow, and we'll see the leader of the chain gang later. If I'm just cracking jokes about John Cena showing up and he actually does, I don't know what I'm going to do.
You're going to enjoy it like the rest of it.
I hope I can see it.
Oh, Jesus. For all we know, he could be sitting right there right now. You never even know it.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's get the legend killer Randy Orton to show up to kill the legend of Joe Hendry.
I'm just expecting Chris Best to absolutely curse you out right now in the chat.
Right?
He is Bubba. He is that commentary.
Right.
Also, I just want to take the time to also thank everyone who's taken the time to spend with us during this watch along and bracing for Impact as we witness TNA Genesis. So far, an absolute amazing show. And we're not even done. We still have the rest of this
my God.
insane Clockwork of Orange Knockouts title match and then the main event later.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it's Janice.
Supposedly you are grounded and you must go to your corner. You don't even have a room. You got to go to a corner.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, what kind of house do you have there, Best, if he can't even go to his room?
Right? That's Abyss's favorite toy. Oh, right in the stomach. Oh, God. I would laugh if she could like hold her hand like that and that thing's still stuck to it. What is she doing? He's like, don't even ask.
Like,
I'll just nope. Watch her come out with a new one. Oh, the bag attacks, my friends.
That's a bag of glass.
Is it glass?
I have a very funny feeling it's going to be the glass.
it looks like text to me.
No,
Yep.
that's tax.
It's text.
I've seen enough of those bags to know that they're tax. This is the reason I lost feeling in most of my back.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a
because
tacky
I
way to
hit
go
just
out
about
there,
every
Bubba.
nerve ending in my back with tax over my time. Oh, someone's gonna end up in those tacks. Yeah, here we go. Mm. Oh yeah, pull them out while you can. Oh my goodness.
Hey, OMD, you might want to read this comment.
He balks there. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, she just noticed the same thing I did. Plywood with
Hulkster,
barbed wire.
to your previous comment that when Rosemary went into the back with Janice, that's what I was half expecting was Abyss's music to hit.
Okay, that would have been epic.
I mean, that is awesome music.
It is. Oh, another thing I really love, barbed wire.
Not
It's
just a
barbed
really
wire, right?
brutal
Not
thing to
razor
land
wire.
on, but also Pamela Anderson's worst movie.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. I like how we're only saying wow during the women's
I mean, that's
matches,
all
by
we
the way.
got, dude,
right?
because this is insane.
Hmm.
Did she? Wow. Oh my god, how is that not the end of the match? Guys, this is approaching like match of the night status here. If they Oh, we're pulling out a ladder now.
Well, I mean, why not? I mean,
And you got the brass knuckles still hanging above the ring.
Oh geez,
Yeah,
we do. And the kendo stick. Gotta
you
dig that guy
know,
out. Classic.
you are doing some crazy stuff when I'm looking at a ladder of brass knuckles and a cane as the weakest of weapons still to be used.
Right.
Yeah. It's yeah.
And you still haven't used the cage door.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I didn't even see that hanging there.
And that's the thing. It's not even a cage. It's just the door. Poor tables, man. The betting line over and under of how many tables are broken tonight, I think would have been a very valid odds to
Right.
have.
Right. I think she's I was gonna say I think she's knocked out. Like oh my god.
Well, that knockout definitely kicked out, and this match is still going on.
She hit her head on the other table. That's why I was like, I think she's done, dude. My goodness. I think she's running on pure instinct at this point, boys. Not gonna lie. Like this is insane.
I mean, if that's not what she's running on, then I don't want to know.
Right.
Because, yeah.
Look at her. She's just like, this is what I'm gonna do.
She's like, fine. 4 tables will do, or 4 chairs will do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Like, I wish there were spikes on them, but I guess I'll just
Well,
work
put
with what I have.
Put the barbed wire up there. That's what I would have done.
I don't know why I kind of said it like I was thinking is something Eeyore would say, but yeah.
You did. I guess I will if I have to. We're doing it. I'd have put barbed
Okay.
wire on that.
Oh,
Okay, I was gonna say we got to get the superplex through the chairs. So.
Yep. Yeah. What are we? Women.
Oh.
What are we? Oh my goodness.
no!
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
God damn.
Yeah, that's done. Holy crap. If I could stand up right now and
shit.
applaud that woman, and I would. Like that was wow. Oh my
What a
god.
match.
All right, go to the back. Get the tacks taken out of your back. Oh, who's coming here? Who is this?
Cora Jade.
That's Cora Jade.
Wow. Oh my god. Dude. My goodness.
It don't matter what company. I'm calling it, bro.
Right? It is
It
now
don't matter.
NXTNA.
She just steps over everything. Like, why would you go? Oh my goodness.
I mean, I went like
Bobby absolutely
90%
losing his mind.
at the last AEW show. I mean, we all know what I do when we do watch-alongs for Raw and SmackDown.
Yep.
And I'm adding TNA to my list now, too.
Yep.
Right.
There you go.
I mean,
Look at the size difference. My goodness. Just hit her with the title and tell her to go away.
slap her in the face.
That's my title. Okay. Wow, she just declared that she
And
wants
just
that
a
title.
stare off.
Yeah.
Again, as I predicted.
And I'm okay with that. It's fantastic.
Not upset. I'm pretty stoked.
I'm not gonna lie, if I was Masha Slamovich, I don't think I wanted any more physicality after that, man. I'm ready for I mean, talk about a time to want to Netflix and chill would be no better than a Monday night. Right?
Right.
Right? Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're not wrong, dude. That was handled very, very perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what do we have here?
All right. Next match, gentlemen. Are you ready? Yep. Which is what we're going to do with this panel. Answer the question.
As we have the reigning defending TNA heavyweight champion Nick Nemeth defending that championship against the man. If you say his name, he will appear. Clap, clap. Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
Guys, your pick, as I think Chris Best has put a lot of money on Nick Nemeth taking the W. Who do you guys have?
I have Joe Hendry.
Best is you're gonna get in a lot of trouble, Parrish.
Dude,
I want Nemeth
the
to keep
pot
it.
is mine to stir all the
Oh,
time.
yeah, you go
all
right
right?
ahead, man.
It's my spoon, and I can stir it
right
any way I damn well please.
But I
all right?
think Nick is gonna retain that title. That's my opinion.
Bulk Bogan's coming in saying, Hendry, I want him in the Rumble. Well, I hate to break your bubble
won't.
right now, but Joe Hendry is actually on the Chris Jericho cruise at that time. He's already been announced. So I don't think he'll be at the Rumble.
That's why I don't think he's going to win.
As much as I like him, I'm glad that my mute button was on for Dave LaGreca. There's only a certain amount of Dave LaGreca yelling that I can take. By the way, I do have Joe Hendry winning the championship, but I wouldn't be surprised if Frankie Kazarian cashes in and takes it from him immediately after.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with you saying that, this is the reason I think that Nick is going to retain the title, but ultimately lose it because of someone cashing in their trophy to take that title from him. I don't think you do that to Joe because it wouldn't look right. I mean, I don't like the guy, but I got to respect the fact that he's made his way to where he is himself. And I think as a character, you can't do that to him. But after he's done the Jericho cruise, he is going to get that title. Oh, Nick's brother just got banned from ringside.
Also, I'm very much enjoying this. The fact that he has a name. We still refer to him as Nick's brother. And Joe Hendry himself wrote a song of him being famous for only being Nick's brother. And that's all we say is we don't even give him the respect of his first name because I think it's hilarious. We don't, by the way. But yes, the brother of Nick Nemeth has been ejected and banned from ringside as Santino Marella used the power of God, or that he got from God. Also, I just want to say we saw Santino and his daughter and The Rock and his daughter in the same month on TV. On the same show. A lot of father-daughter shows so far this year.
Right?
Bulk Hogan coming in saying PCO, rant, and destruction of the TNA digital media title was legitimate and is done with TNA. His deal expired at the end of the year. As for PW Insider, I still think that is a work.
Yeah.
But I do think I'm very much intrigued to it. I can't, but then again, like it'll be interesting to see. I can't see PCO being that upset that he's going to wreck a championship, and it being a shoot. Although if it is, that's old school.
I mean, yeah.
Bobby Stats coming in saying, when do you guys think we get Masha Slamovich versus Cora Jade for the TNA Knockouts World Championship? I
don't know.
How about at the next NXT TLE? We've seen NXT titles be announced for TNA. Will we see a TNA title be defended on NXT television?
Do you think
they'll say not this Tuesday, but a week from Tuesday?
But do you see Jade going to NXT, or is she going to be on the main roster?
I don't see Cora Jade moving up to the main roster.
Not yet.
Roxanne Perez, yes. Cora Jade, no.
Okay.
In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they have maybe Roxanne Perez try to get involved and Bayley's the one who prevents it.
Okay.
As they kind of are foreshadowing a thing between the two of them. We do know that Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez do have a relationship there. So, I mean, I think there's ways to cross these, and it'd be very intriguing to see Bayley and TNA in some way, shape, or form.
Again, the options are endless at this point for this arrangement that WWE has with TNA.
Yeah.
And I'm loving it. Every minute of it.
Loving every minute.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. The main event of the evening. Oh, look at this. Just the anticipation. Yeah, Bobby, you're correct. Anything can happen, man. Like, we just speculate because we're, at heart, we're all super fans. Oh, goosebumps, bros. Wow. I've been looking forward to this match since it was announced. Oh, here goes the crowd. Where's Mr. Best? Who do you believe in? Not Joe Henry. Apparently, a lot of people there believe in him, but I don't think he's getting it done tonight. I think he's going to lose, and someone's going to come out and cash in their title opportunity and take it. Again, personal opinion, you know. Plus, I like getting Best going.
You don't say.
Right?
Yeah, there he is.
Well, we know you believe in Joe Hendry, but thanks for calling us great.
Yeah, I mean,
That's right.
Appreciate
We really appreciate it.
our egos are big enough. He didn't have to call us the greatest.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's greatness.
Greatness.
You know, it's happening.
Yeah,
You know, and, you know, it's not
thank you. Appreciate that.
it's not past tense.
Watching us, listening to
Right
us,
now.
you're just soaking in the greatness that is the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program.
Nice.
How
Beautiful title.
much do you think you'd be mad if we're watching and I just start playing the Turnbuckle Affiliation video?
Not saying nothing.
We appreciate you too, Bobby. We thank you. And again, for everyone who's taken the time on watching us, we thank you. We know we couldn't be here and we wouldn't be doing this if we didn't have the support of everyone. We're seeing some big numbers tonight and we appreciate every one of you.
Wow. I would love to see Nick show up at the Royal Rumble.
Well, he has stated that he wants to. He's excited about the partnership. And he's even said that he wants to put on the old tights and hear the old music.
Yeah. But here's the thing. If he's under contract with TNA, he's not showing up with the old tights, the old theme music.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can.
Could he?
Yeah, it's a working relationship. It's a partnership.
And WWE holds the rights to Dolph Ziggler.
So you would have him as the TNA guy show up as his old gimmick?
I mean, I think you can do
And
whatever.
it really
you want.
doesn't matter, I guess. Eh?
Hey, maybe he enters as Nick Nemeth and Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Nick Nemeth, the artist formerly known as.
No.
No.
He comes in at number 1 as Dolph Ziggler. He gets the big pop. Yeah, I get eliminated right away. And then maybe at
Comes back
29
out.
or something, he's Nick Nemeth.
Comes in at number 30.
Oh, God, could you imagine?
Hell, watch him come into the Royal Rumble and win it.
As Nick Nemeth.
But I'll say this. He did say he wanted to put on the old trunks, but was it Dolph Ziggler's or was it Nikki from the Spirit Squad?
Touche.
He didn't specify.
Oh, my
People
God,
just
could you imagine?
I mean, Kenny Dykstra is, in fact, working behind the scenes in WWE. So, reunion.
Wow. I mean, here we go. The bell has sounded. The final match of the night.
Best coming in saying that he can come out to a third time as Nikki and a fourth time as Curran White's caddy.
That's right.
He was still Nikki as the caddy. His name
Yep.
was still Nikki.
That's funny.
But he could come out to a brown-haired version of Dolph Ziggler. That was the forgotten look, right?
So they're just going through all the different things that led up to this
Yep.
big match. John Layfield has been involved in this. The brother of Nick Nemeth has been involved in this.
Brother Nemeth,
Yep. Brother Nemeth.
the number 2 seed.
I just don't know if Hendrick can pull it out. Because I think someone's going to interfere and cost him. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he has it.
I think if you're going to get anybody to interfere, you're going to figure out a way to get Ryan Nemeth through the crowd to interfere on his brother's behalf. And potentially John Layfield, but I think in that situation, maybe you see a Trick Williams come out or.
But I'm just thinking of
Ryan
Frankie trying to
Nemeth
get
you
his.
speak of?
Sorry, Parrish, go ahead.
Who is this Ryan Nemeth you speak of?
That's the brother of Nick.
Oh,
Nick
the
Nemeth.
brother of Nick Nemeth. Okay,
Yes,
I
the
know who
brother.
that is. But Ryan Nemeth, never heard of him.
Brother of Nick Nemeth.
There
yes.
you go.
Yeah. We don't know who Ryan is. Who's Ryan?
Yeah.
I went to school with a guy named Ryan.
I mean,
So
did
I.
that's my favorite kind of Coke, Ryan. Bubba got it.
Oh my god. This is kind of a slow pace at this moment where each guy's just trying to one up the other one, really.
Yeah, well, you want to build to the match.
Well, no, I get that, but Jeez. That's hilarious. Oh.
I'm sure Jared Goff wish he had that blocking in Detroit.
Right?
Oh,
Weezy,
what a
while
high
you're watching
knee.
this.
Jeez.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Ooh, what a nice counter there by Nick Nemeth.
yeah, right into a sleeper. Wow. Oh, what a reversal by Henry there. Wow. Going around the ring, holding Nick Nemeth above his head. Just, wow. Just incredible. Oh, look who's ringside with a ticket. That is hilarious.
Does anybody else kind of want somebody to like come back and saying, "Hey, you stole my ticket," and then you have security escort him?
Right?
Please, that would just be funny.
Imagine if that was like a John Cena or an AJ Styles.
Oh, come on, bro. What, you didn't see me sitting here? My seat. Go away.
It's like, haven't you seen WrestleMania before? I sit front row, not you.
I love it. Not going to say no. Oh, that's a big stretch. Oh, fans getting behind Mr. Joe Hendry here.
I mean, I want to know what Joe Hendry's excuse is. We are saying his name, and he is not appearing on this show. Like,
Right.
what else does he have going on?
Right? What's more important than coming
mean,
here to,
Selfish, if you ask me.
Right, to brace for Impact.
I mean,
It's not like he's
oh wait,
wrestling in
world
for a
title
world
match.
title.
Okay, I get it.
I mean, priorities as far as I'm concerned. He should be here.
That was like one of my best excuses not to pick up a weekend shift one day was, hey, can you work this weekend? I'm like, actually, I can't. I'm wrestling for the title.
Right?
Yep, I've done it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Now, got wrestling this weekend.
Yeah, I plan on
Yeah,
being the heavyweight champion. So no.
Man, you get some height on that elbow.
As a modified version of Bob Backlund's finisher, the crossface chicken wing.
Right?
Yeah, like Joe, we got Bobby using the emoticon collapse for you.
Do you imagine
Just
he pops in on the podcast, just like Best would lose his mind.
Like,
That'd be bragging rights for the
it's
year.
like, don't mind me
there.
right now. I'm trying to win, but
you see him powder out and do one of these. Hey guys, give me a minute. I'll be right there.
I'm gonna be AFK for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta take care of some business.
There's this wanted man in my sights.
Oh, this is awesome. Ooh. Wow. Oh, okay. Nice reversal on that. Wow.
Nemeth starting to show those heel tendencies, so
Yeah.
I do think we're going to get the heel turn from Nemeth tonight.
That's why I'm thinking he's going to lose his title, but not to Joe.
Well, Nick Nemeth, whether or not we know him as Nick Nemeth or we knew him earlier as Dolph Ziggler at the WWE, he's always had that, even when he worked as the good guy, he's always a little cocky, sometimes too cocky for his own good. And that was always a result of whether or not he could win the big one, and could he just settle it down when those big matches arose. And he so far has done that in TNA. That is why he is the TNA World Champion. But do those tactics come back and maybe could be his downfall?
Right.
It was like a diamond cutter that Hendrick just did there. Wow.
We'll call it the Arcade Joe.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like out of nowhere. That was great. Wow. Yeah, that's right. Henry is just slightly bigger than Nemes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So you can't be doing fisticuffs for too long with a guy that's a little bit bigger than you.
He has more hit singles on Spotify too.
There
Yep.
you go. Whoa.
A nice pop-up power bomb.
That was
Compliments of Mr. Hendry. Not enough to pin the wanted man, but this all started as Joe Hendry was looking for the trust fall.
right. Wow. Okay. Slowing the pace back down a little bit. That's where Cena needs to come out and say, "Hey, quit using my move." Oh my goodness, what a move! Wow. Look at the strength on Joe. Holy. Okay. What? The famous or? Oh my god, he kicked out. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Like that was inches from the mat for
Yep.
Nemes to retain his title. Whew. My goodness. My word, that is incredible. What is this for Nick Nemes? What's that mean? Hey, he ain't doing nothing.
Nope.
Fall away slam. My goodness.
Off the top rope, too.
That was the middle. But-
Oh, and look who's coming out.
Yeah. Frankie's coming out. I don't think he's going to do it. Joe's not out of it enough to be cashing that in. No. Who's coming behind him? Holy
Oh.
crap! John Layfield's there. Well, Kazarian's out. He just went straight to hell via a clothesline from hell from Bradshaw. Holy. Did not see that coming. My God. Oh. Just laid out the brother of Nick Nemeth. Oh my God.
Now the question stands, who does this favor? Does this favor the champion? Does this favor the challenger?
Right.
I think this is going to favor Joe Hendry in the end. I think once.
Oh God.
I was gonna say I think once Nemeth sees his brother, but then it's gonna throw him off.
Yeah, he's gonna notice his brother first.
Joe Hendry was inches away from becoming champion.
That was crazy.
The question now stands, what does Joe Hendry have to do?
Camera guy was a little delayed on that zoom in there. Again? No. Come on. Give me a break, bro. I'm loving it.
The drama in this matchup is getting to a point where I think Bubba Duke might actually have that heart attack he thought he was having in just match 2.
Right.
Nope. Oh, Hendry got him. All the way slam. That's number 4 or 5 now. Come on. Either put him away or go to sleep or something. Come on. Oh. He won it. Joe Hendry is the new TNA heavyweight champion. Wow. I did not see that happening, boys. Wow. Wow.
To the chagrin of Chris Best, who wanted Nick Nemeth, Joe Hendry is now your new TNA World Heavyweight Champion.
Wow.
As he's going back on his prediction, saying, hell yeah.
Wow, that's... I mean, dude. Okay. Damn. Okay.
And I don't think we're going to get another surprise coming out from.
No. All the surprises were very well taken care of by one
Yep.
late Mr. Layfield. Wow. Okay. I mean, congratulations to Joe Henry. He made a believer out of me in his talent. So good for him. Wow. Okay. He's up in the crowd right now, like, right beside the WWE spinner title.
Yep.
Again, I may
Very
personally
reminiscent of when DDP won the WCW title.
Yep. Yeah. Wow. Jeez Louise. I mean, what a way to start a new partnership with another major company and have Joe Henry as your new
Yep.
heavyweight title holder. Wow. Okay. Hey, I will be the first one to give credit where credit is due, and you guys know that. Joe Henry, congratulations on winning your title. One hell of a match.
Yes.
Like, he earned that. Whew.
And that was one hell of a pay-per-view that we got tonight.
Dude, I'm hair standing up, goosebumps everywhere. I'm excited to be doing TNA product, guys.
Yeah, Bobby's saying it best. Congratulations to Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry celebrating in the fan base, and he's often has said this. He would not be where he is if it wasn't for his fans. The fans are the ones that really looked at his song and said, "Wait a second, he's not number one. Let's make him number one." He has noticed that. He has understood that, and I'm sure there is a pride factor that comes out of Joe Hendry, not just becoming TNA World Champion, getting an opportunity to celebrate with his parents,
Right.
but also celebrating to the people, the fans who he knows he wouldn't be at the spot if it wasn't for his fans showing everlasting support for him. And Chris Best is fantasizing. Now that I know JBL is scheduled for Raw tomorrow, but I'm betting he doesn't talk about tonight. He could.
You never know.
Is this you wanting Joe Hendry on Raw there, Best of her?
You might get your wish.
Yeah. But no. I mean, what a show we saw tonight, and just top to bottom, we saw so many different matches. We saw drama filled with the main event. We saw a brutality with the Clockwork of Orange. We saw an absolute classic between the ropes with Tessa Blanchard and Jordynne Grace.
Yeah.
We saw physicality with Steve Maclin, Eric Young going up against the system. We even saw high-flying action with the Rascals and Ace Austin as they took on Moose and the Hardys, respectively. We saw some NXT involvement. We saw just about everything tonight.
Yeah.
And let's not even forget about the Knockouts tag title with Spitfire retaining tonight.
Right.
What did you guys think overall of the show, and what, let's say, without the standout of that women's match, what was your takeaway? Because I think we all are in agreement that Jordynne Grace and Tessa Blanchard stole the show tonight.
Yeah. So to take that out, it was still a very, very solid 8 out of 10 pay-per-view. And I'm always looking forward to more TNA, more Impact, and more of their pay-per-views.
100%. 100%. Yeah, I'd have to agree. 8 out of 10, because if we're not including that women's match, that's 2 points for me right there, because they burned the house down.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
just not counting it for what we liked part of it, because we knew we were going to have the same answer.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it delivered everything I wanted in a pay-per-view and more. If there was an edge to this chair that I'm sitting in, I would have been on it from opening right to close. The name stands for itself. TNA, total nonstop action, 100%. I've never seen a pay-per-view start where you had a match go into a match.
Right.
Never seen that. So for me, that was it. Head blew up.
With TNA, and I know you'll probably appreciate this too, Parrish, it's that simplistic approach that TNA does. Like, they don't have all of the production and the pyro for everybody. You're getting that, but you're also getting the feel of an independent show or a house show with them for their pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I would agree.
And Bubba, you said it's in the name, total nonstop action. It's also in the name Genesis, which means the formation of something, and just the origin. And this is just the origin of TNA in 2025. They're forming something as we know it with the genesis of TNA. We are looking at probably the new era of pro wrestling. We know we're in the new era with WWE. We're in a different and a new era of TNA now that they are in partnership with the WWE and NXT. If this is how you start a show, I am very much looking forward to the rest of 2025. You not only kicked the door open, but you ripped it off the hinges and said, I'm turning this into a bathroom suite. So you're going to have to find another place to enter.
Yeah, 100%.
So, I mean, absolutely amazing. Great job by TNA. And
yes.
100%. And on top of that, like we're getting news that Jordan Grace is finishing up with the company. Josh Alexander quits. Not just in his match, but TNA. So we're looking at who is going to step up now
100%.
if they are not around moving forward. And it's very intriguing and interesting to see.
It's incredible. I personally am looking forward to Thursday to catch Impact. So little shameless plug here, y'all. 8 o'clock Thursday night, Eastern Standard Time. Be there, because we will be here bracing for Impact.
I was going to say, before we get to Thursday, let's worry about Tuesday and NXT.
True enough.
Hey, before we get to Tuesday, we know we got a patrol tomorrow, but let's not list the shows ourselves. Why don't we let a video show everyone what's coming up in the Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. All times are in Eastern Time. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m., followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Thursday we got total non-stop action with Brace for Impact at 8 p.m. Friday we game again with Unleashed, the Jessica Wilde story at 7 p.m. Following the game, join us for the SmackDown Security Detail at 8 p.m. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. On Sunday be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. followed by the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day.
There you go. That is everything. That is Turnbuckle Studios.
Yeah,
The affiliation program.
and just to give a little bit more of additional information, if you want to get yourself a foot in the door of podcasting, content creating, or even in the Turnbuckle Studios family, get a little bit more information when you follow the link affiliationprogram.my.canva.site, and you can just take that next step to the genesis of your career in content creation.
Exactly. You could be here doing this with us if that's something you're interested in. Who knows? OMD, where can the
Yes,
people
sir.
reach you, my friend?
The people, if they are looking for me, they can catch me on my Linktree, linktr.ee/OMD show. Visually, normally you would be able to catch me tomorrow night at 7, but thankfully Bubba Duke is taking over hosting duties, but you will catch me tomorrow night at 8 p.m. or shortly thereafter on the Raw Patrol with these other two gentlemen, as well as Chris Best, Carl Carafel, and others.
Awesome. Mr. Parrish, where can the people find you?
You can find me all over the map. You know, I'm everywhere. I'm like a common cold. Sometimes I pop up when you least expect me to, hence the run in Parish.
Yep.
But you can follow me on my link tree at Chris Parrish. You know, you just take out the OMD show. You just slap in Chris Parrish instead, and boom, you go to my links where you can go and check out my YouTube, my Twitch, my X, my Instagram, and my Facebook, which are the 5 moves of doom that take you to the Chris Parrish podcast every Sunday live on 12:15 p.m. Eastern time. We're not next week at episode 61, but in 2 weeks. The one that airs a day after the Royal Rumble, Pluggo from Love Wrestling joins the Chris Parrish podcast, and we get to find out a little bit more about Pluggo in a pre-recorded interview. So you get to learn a little bit more about not just Pluggo, but how he got the name Pluggo, why he got into podcast thing in the first place, and just how Between Two Beards truly came to be. So make sure you're checking that out. But if you want to check out the Royal Rumble event locally in Edmonton, go check out the proud pan sponsor Beercade YEG at 10544 82nd Ave, on Facebook at Beercade White. You can also check them out on the Instagram and also on X. And then if you have no energy, go to rogueenergy.com. You can order the good stuff. I like the blue raspberry. Use promo code Parrish. Save yourself 10% because you need that money to go to Carl Carafel's Redbubble, and that's where you can find me.
Which is actually right here, carlcarafel.redbubble.com. We have everything there. You want logos from all these shows? They will be there. Again, that's carlcarafel.redbubble.com. Speaking of some promoters and some cool people that sponsor this, let's go to True North Customs. It's my buddy Nathan Reed over there. If you have a car and you want some aftermarket parts or anything with and or without wheels, check out True North Custom 23 on Facebook and give him promo code TNC. Let him know the guys here from the Boar's Nest sent you. Once you get those parts ordered in, go next door and talk to my buddy Corey over at Professional Auto, and he will set you up with your service. And if you want to check out where you can find this guy, as you know, it's YouTube at Bubba OMD, and over in Twitch land, Boar's Nest with Bubba Duke. I greatly appreciate everybody showing up today. OMD, thank you for coming and do this with me again. Parrish, brother, thank you for throwing this idea and throwing everything together kind of last minute as you have. Greatly appreciate your participation. Before we get going, I do have one note for everybody.
We get the ribbon, by the way.
You will. It's in the mail. Along with your hero cookie.
Yes.
And just before we do take off, because this has been an incredible show, just a reminder, mental health for men and women is truly an issue in today's world. If you're having doubts of any kind or thoughts of any kind, and you're just down, please find yourself some help. There are numbers out there for you to call. I am working on getting them and putting them on the bottom for everybody. But get help. Your life and you do matter. Not just to people around you, but to us. Everybody matters. Again, I'd like to say thank you. Have a great night. We are out.